I never call or hang around. Thinks I've got another girl in town. Should've thrown it all away, or should've stayed another day. And she will smile, and she will smile, and she will smile, and she will smile. Why don't you smile? Why won't you smile? Why don't you smile? Why won't you smile?
Said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. If they could, they probably should. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
Left the hood, I said I would.
I
left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation. No doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most wanna end up in a two-man pad.
Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back on. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back on. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could've gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most wanna end up in a two-man bad.
I was caught up in a situation, could've gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. Gone. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most wanna end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back on. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back on. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
I've had better nights of sleep. In the dark, you're my only friend, the only one to truly depend on. And I finally feel free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, nah. No need for the snoozing. Big whip outside, I'm cruising. Big stick inside, no losing. Better watch out for the snake and Judas. Don't ask them who this is. I bet they know what I'm moving in. I bet I show it into a dim. How you hate and then lose again? How you hating my vibes? Why you wasting my time? Getting hype on my line. Tell a man I don't want feedback, I just want relax. Brand new whip, two-tone, I need that brand new hit. You know, like lean back. I live in, we back, man, you never gon' like us. Get them on sight now, let them on light, that way they know I'm more righteous. Look at my life, I'm living alright, I'm nice, you know I'm alright. Cause looking like Christ, no need for the hype or fight or telephone vipers. No need for the telephone vipers. No need for the liars, I don't watch your moves or priors. I got much to do, I'm biased. Big bosses move in silence, watch it. No need for the liars, I don't watch your moves or priors. I got much to do, I'm biased. Big bosses move in silence, yeah me, I'm moving quiet. Ask me, I need me an island. New watch is perfect timing, no need for the surface shining. Ask me, I need me a few, I need me an island. I'm keeping it true, the man, I'm a wild, I'm keeping it cool. No need for the telephone hype from you. Yeah, tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on side. Wrong move, I bet they gon' rise. No need for the telephone hype, yeah. Tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on side. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, yeah. Yeah, tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on side. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, nah.
Going dark. Back from the dead is a miracle, dark. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family, then bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand. Flipping the script, changing the plans. Up to the top and I'm taking the fans. Making them jump, making them dance. Making them jump, making them dance. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change.
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself.
Yeah, you gon' need 100 men, 100 scopes, 100 cans, just for you to watch what I'm doing under the sun again. God-given gift, MCs doing the running man. If you want me to get it poppin', may cost 100 pence. Yeah, what I supply is always in demand. The throne is mine, take that. Hey, they not high five, got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know putting fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm feeling righteous. But they been next to me to show me I might just. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stuttering. Tell them
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself.
I came this far, nothing can't stop me now. They knock me down, but they can't count me out. I can't lose, I won't lose. I can't lose, I won't lose. You may wanna save yourself. I think it's best you run away. I won't let you finish. When you came for me, you played yourself. You scream for help. It's a shame that nobody will hit with. No pain, no gain. Watch who you bang with. Make it to the top with a same.
Let's go! Oh, super pumped. Oh my, I was not even meant to be casting. Zura called me up and he was like, hey mate, look, you look stacked today. Got to get in this one. I want to jump in, mate. First and foremost, Zura, for those that don't know, give this guy a follow. Make sure he says hello in chat. He's only here for a couple of matches, but he'll be on his way. He's got a Valorant tournament though he needs to get to. I told him PUBG's better. I know chat's going to dig him out for that one. But how you doing, mate? How's things?
Yeah, man.
Good to have you in it.
Yeah, no, honestly, like you said, pumped, stacked, everything. It's just all coming together. This is my first time actually commentating PUBG, so I appreciate bringing me on for the opportunity. It's honestly such an exciting thing to look at. We have so many good teams here, man. So many good teams. A lot of action coming up very, very soon. So I'm stacked. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. And yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about tonight.
It is stats. So very quickly, for those that are new to the stream, we have a best of 6. This is a scrim, PUBG EU scrims. We're going to throw it down. We'll be kicking things off with the sandy dunes of Miramar, and then obviously we're going to work our way through the map, or so to speak. But that's enough from me at the moment. That's enough from Zero. More important, you guys want to get involved. It is game number 1. It's PUBG EU scrims. Guess what? It's coming up. It's time. PUBG EU Scrims. As I said, I'm Mark Power. We're joined by Zero, and we are game number 1 here. Flight path, though, for this one is a southeast up towards a northwest. Really, really good flight path, actually, Zero, because we go through the heart and soul of the map. Now, look, I know you tried to follow off. You've never casted PUBG, but you know the game, mate. So you ain't getting away with that. Not with this chat. It's Scrims. For those that are not aware, the people that are jumping out early, these are our coaches. You're going to see a few teams that have got 5 players in it. They'll be jumping their way up. The reason for that is they will make sure they will die, and then they're able to just to spectate their team only. So they'll be making notes. These are the coaches that sit with PUBG.
Yeah, earlier on, that's what you want to do, right? Obviously, give them time to just kind of spectate their teams, give them time to just kind of understand everyone's game plans. And as you said before, flight path being really good, again, through the heart and soul of the map, so everyone has a better view, good opportunity to jump out wherever they want to, take their landings, give them time to just set up their coaches and whatnot before we get started.
It'd be decent. They guys will obviously be down and out. We had a couple of early fights last week, so they don't want to be the last to die. Obviously, they don't want to get out before they see their teams. Now we've got a couple of looks like red line here with Luca Rux. Good to see him back, first time coming back in here. Actually, Cappy here as well. All sort of stacked up in this same sort of location. Now they'll be fighting for the cars, and a couple of initial shots like coming from Cappy, but not quite full connection. Looks like our strong T guys may be able to make a brew before getting going. There's a little bit of drop zone protection, but these teams are going to be in their drop zone, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see them get a little bit of gear and get pushing, especially with strong T going to be the latter team, should we say, to get the gear in the back. Not a bad zone. Has gone early flight path. We are down in that sort of south area. A lot of teams are going to be looking at this map going, could it potentially go to the big city? Capabilities are yes. I'd more expect it to lay just on the outside. You know what? I'm going to say I wouldn't mind a kind of a southwest of Los Leones, in that sort of in the sandy hillside, in the fields. We know it can be quite dangerous. There's a couple of key compounds though these teams are going to be trying to take in.
For sure.
Most teams are going to be pitched up. You see the loot spots though. Too alarming. As I just have a look through, just checking Discord to see if there's anything out the ordinary. Not so much. No real congestion for hotspots. For those that don't know, obviously I'm checking Discord at the moment. The teams will be putting in the loot spots. So we go, hey Mark, I need to. Our team is landing here. We are looking at this basically as our potential drop spot, and obviously most teams won't clash, and there'll be a little bit of drop zone protection because this is Scrims, guys. This is the time that we can get practice, because the events will soon be announced and we'll be getting going.
This is a good opportunity for teams to just get their feet in the water once again, even with like newer teams that are just wanting to sort of step up a lot more. These guys just want to be able to fight each other, get a little bit of a feeling for one another, and that's what Scrims are all about, to get that practice, to get that feel for each other, especially going into the new season. So that's what makes these things so exciting. And as you can see, they're still trying to feel each other out, trying to get their gears up ready as well. So we are just still waiting for some fights to happen very soon. But
They will. It's never too long. This is the difference. You cast a lot of other games, so obviously where we get the opportunity before we get into things. You obviously do a lot of the fighting. You do a lot of Valorant as well. You actually plan to land Valorant Van. I know you can't say too much about it, but I just snuck it in there slightly. So on that one as well. So probably slightly different, a lot more quieter, I'd say, early game. A lot more research goes into teams and their positioning, where they go. So taking a few shots at the moment. How are just turning tail slightly. I think these guys will land up in the compound just sort of north of their position now, and maybe try and hold out. They do have a potential 2-2 split. Code Marco obviously moving over to them. Massive pick from him, and this compound here is going to be so key. I expect winning now to sort of turn and make haste. But a difficult compound to hold it is too. There is a teams that will be working their way in, should we say?
Yeah, absolutely. You see Gaming here on the other side. Gaming Gladiators all playing together right now as well. You've got two, as you said before, 2-on-2, but they are taking damage. One has been spotted there. Melman going to take a little bit of damage, just starting to move back, just kind of getting that retreat. Going to try and make his way towards the car and essentially just try and get a little bit of cover in there. You don't want to like push up too hard, otherwise you can get the information and how. I'm assuming they're probably going to try to like get together at some point once they get a clear visual. But it seems like right now GG have decided to fall back after taking a little bit of damage. You can see the Bobby guys all just riding up together right now, all a cohesive unit at the moment, just kind of trying to get this. I'm assuming probably trying to look for some of their first victims, but they are just kind of moving around right now. The Dusty at these absolutely steep hills right now.
Yeah, so they're moving their way in. I think he's obviously now be looking to maybe take this compound away. Now with a 2-2 split, it looks like we've already got an engagement as well. Lucarux, though, does get... sorry, not Lucarux. Lucarux is down. Fex, who's Dragon, is kill confirmed. So actually, Redline have taken arguably some of the strength. This is what I said about coming a bit more towards this west. Some of these compounds here are pretty strong. It doesn't have to land here. It can move somewhere else because we do have that. Phase 1 has to go through a flight of paths. Phase 2 will be random based upon that. But from phase 3 onwards, it's going to be an algorithm based upon PUBG. And it has to end on that kind of ending zone. Hey, Mama Vard, your son just got a kill. So, able to pick up. So, he seems to be looking for the compounds. And this is why I love this Battle Royale. Yes, you might be the best in the game. You might be able to pick up everything you can, but it's still an element of randomness. Or educating.
Exploit someone.
Yeah.
Why not? If you see them take your shots, you can see now Mix just shooting for the head right now, looking for something. Gets a bit of damage there as well. Good pick so far. Gonna try and trace the movements of the other two players there as they've just huddled up together. Now they're aware that they have been seen as well here. You have to be careful, but there seems to be another fight going on over in the back there, Mark.
This is the thing. Strong T got the knock on August, and Nixie was trying to make it. Art moving his way in the car, swaps to the other seat.
Oh boy!
They know August have backed away. Look at this. He's calling out the smoke now. It looks like Global Army is just trying to get any information he can to know exactly how many have arrived, and Easy's got to back off this one. Art, nice quick kill confirmed from him, and arguably didn't allow that kill to be stolen by the Woo. But look at this, reinforcements are coming in. Looks like Weston is helping his boy. It is going to be a 2, soon to be a 3, and it will be a 3-on-3 fight here. Strong T holding anchor player back there on the other side of the road.
Also 26 damage against 19. Beautiful shot there. Throw the nade in, just try and get a little bit of a charge through right there. And, T, you're taking some damage here. You can see April trying to go around, trying to find some cover, heal themselves up a little bit. Once again, they're going to try and find these picks, essentially, right now.
Yeah, they're looking for the initial. See the guys from them.
Oh!
Strong hit. The Art's completely backed into that corner. He can't really engage in this one. Cautious himself. August, though, massive quick reaction to their... Yes, they received a knock. Yes, they've lost a player, but they collapsed really quick on this one. And Strong T now on the back burner. They've got to decide what they want to do, and got to now pick apart that it isn't just a potential 2-2 split now. They've got to deal with a 3. And remember, they have an anchor player on the other side of the road. They are unable to get that player back because they're taking heavy hits. Oh, no. Western
that's bad.
Building.
Oh. Sometimes you just try to get the shot in, but unfortunately, things don't work out always. Luckily for Western, isn't going to suffer too hard from that. Made a bit of noise, sure, but seems like Obelisk is starting to, reconvene once again, starting to drive away. They don't want to take on this fight too early here. There are a couple of shots being played right now. You can see T might have just noticed 2 vehicles there. Takes 38, however, and he's going to try and pick his shots right now. Still looking for it. Not able to find their mark just there, and Obelisk driving away into the sunset right now. T have a bit of time to just go ahead and bandage up those wounds, go ahead and give themselves a bit of time to breathe, essentially. Game is still early on, as you said before.
Yeah, it's what I love about PUBG. You got actually arguably there's a little bit of early fight in there. Let's have a quick wrap at the zone now. So the fellas moved their way into Chamasera. Obviously, we saw Strong T who were in Chamasera and now moved to position we were just in. Fairy Tale positioned themselves in between the middle. Obviously, we saw Redline from that Fairy Tale position there in the west-hand side, moved to that South Lost Leone. So again, arguable. They're looking at this, it's going to pull back that way, but they did lose to FaZe. FaZe positioned 1, now obviously collapsing to kind of a 2-1-1 split in the south side Lost Leones. Foot Esports now moving from the east Lost Leones and the Woo. Drop spot for them is Lost Leones. We know this as well. There's no 100 ADR in this evening. They normally share the town with them or the city with them, but it won't be just yet. Question mark though, take their time coming in. Twisted Mind's the same. Ricardo with a big split. Now, Ricardo itself though, win or die, had this kind of 2-2, and this for me is a bit of a dangerous spot. Solo be looking down, going, "Hey, do you know what? I expect there to be a team, potentially a 4, maybe a 2 in the compound in front. But this bowl is not too bad. Again, looking at teams potentially going, hey, do you know what? We think the zone's going to bounce towards this north side. We're not quite sure just yet. There's a lot of long distance damage, but I think the moment this blue touches, we're going to get an understanding actually where this next sort of zone shift's going to be." Goes. Oh, north. North. That's a heavy shift there as well. This means a lot of teams got it shifting. Yeah, the sandstorm's going to provide a little bit of cover on the inside, a little bit of rotation. Looks like Solo have seen and picked up a few. I assume that will just rotate as well. Not getting the connection. I don't think he actually gets that tire either. They're going to move their way. Redline go up towards that north. Slight little clash between players on the south. Just get in at the end though. Big Barnet, Zubla down. So there's another kill on the board. Fairy Tale collapsed slightly, and yeah, here we go. August did turn back for this one. Solo and August now trying to fight for the same compound. Western, so up on the top. Let me get back to. It's not a full, is it? It's actually August in this case. And a full collapse. See if I can pick up one. Flex is down. He's making the confirm. Another point on the board. The first point on the board for them. Hugh, he's going to have to really hold out here. It's going to be difficult. He's the Romanian player. Yeah, strong T also just missed it. They lost 2 to Redline. They've actually given up that compound. They opt to go a little bit further in towards this one. We'll have to wait and see. Who's speaking from the bathroom? That's Azura. I can't fix his mic, unfortunately. He's got a HyperX, so give the guy a little bit of a chance. Right? He's different. It's different. I was there one day with HyperX. We've got a slight little bit of background noise, but that's it. It's all right. If you go to vMix, and if you go to in the advanced call, you're able to make sure you can double check, click on the little cogs, and you can make sure your microphone is. It's my fault, guys. It was lastminute.com. Dora said he wanted to jump in. My webcam wasn't working, and like, you know, it's important that I get my little face on camera. It's standard, right? We'll let Zora sort that one out. I'll keep things covered. T-Bone, little look over here. Beaming is down. Fairy Tale obviously have moved their way a little bit back in towards the fight here. Wait a second. Here's having a little look. These other teams now under a new position as they will work on. Or obviously, I'm in chat, mate. You can type if you need me, mate. All right. Michael, pushing forward. Redline despite losing a player is being quite aggressive. They're able to spread the wings slightly and continue the strength, should we say? I've been down the gun, but no one's really noticing that just yet. You changed your webcam?
I'm trying to change my mic, but it's not.
Are you in the advanced call? Just out of interest. At the top does it say advanced.vmix?
No, it just says vmix.cool.
Cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to come out of this call. You're going to re-click that link again. As you come back in, at the top you'll see advanced vmix. You're going to click on that, and then that will give you the option to make sure you've got the right webcam selected. So we'll be back in 2 seconds, guys. You're all good, mate. It's all good. Don't worry. It's all good. This is a scrim. This is a bit of practice. It's my fault. I need to get a few things underway straight away, but I will just keep an eye on that quickly when you're back in.
That's it, hopefully. I've managed to fix it. Okay.
Go on, talk now.
Okay, hello. Is this working? Does this sound better? By any chance? Or...
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god, thank goodness, because I was like having a panic attack over there. That's so annoying. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. But back to the action, as we just saw now, Howl and Redline both taking damage here. They've seen each other here. It's looking really, really stacked in the south part of this zone right now here. You see, he's just trying to be careful right now. Navi on the tail as well, but Woo really starting to pile up some of that aggressiveness, putting up some damage here. And Redline also catching some strays there on the side here as well. Now Nick's looking really, really strong. Going to throw out a grenade just to try and find some space, potentially even try to, you know, bring these guys out as well. Doesn't want Howl to really survive all too much. Wants to put on the pressure there more and more. Redline made one more time, gets a shot. Beautiful stuff there. Hakatori going to get a knock on Aitzi in the meantime. So far, it's an absolute bloodbath down here.
This is one of these compounds that sometimes are key to these area. Sometimes depends on the zone. But the zone shifting again back to that north. Teams are away pushing away. Mixie there. They'll try and deal. We are seeing another push coming. So we will clear room by water. I think this does get cashed over. They're being condensed down, but this is going to be the end of Redline. It's not the end of the fight though, because the Woo, they're still here. Oh my days, River put down. Straight little tuck in there. Be cautious though. He is down, not out, not flush just yet. Nixie can potentially keep the pressure on. Monoduct on the other side though. He's going to look to go, but he gets full flush. Oh my! He runs past and gets caught.
That's rough.
Nice move. We do lose strong T at the end here. How is down to their solo player. Runeup though looking to cook a nade. He's going to try and make anything he can. He's on the outside, and fellas though pretty much not going to be able to spot him out unless he comes towards this north side of the compound. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. We know Runeup is a strong player. Initial shots though come up. Let's get a little bit of whip, but not enough though. Peekaboo didn't really come in.
No, there's only one more left, and unfortunately Howl taken out of the fight there. The Woo gonna go ahead and just stand strong together. However, right behind them, the fellas starting to creep up a little bit more now in the zone. Once again, phase 4, we have shifted into the 4th gear of this game. The zone getting closer and closer, and all the teams from outside are gonna start to pile up in a little bit more here. Phase on a fight right now with QM here. One knockdown, QM managing to get one, getting that kill. Solo also on the back end of taking on Win right now. Stands taking out Scooby. Gonna try and get this heal up as well here, Kova. Trying to... Yeah.
This is a hard fight because zone shift's back down. I think they were expecting more of a north shift. But QM obviously moving himself back. Aduzi's been able to disengage. He's left teams and able to get, and I think a lot of the smoke would have provided their sound cues away. Does he move himself back out here? Spyro himself does tuck a little bit further in. So they're just trying to reposition. Question mark are out of zone. GG pretty firm, and then the fight from the adjacent side goes under this both Win or Die and Twisted Minds. They're trying to fight for this kind of ridge line. Very, very dangerous. Solo in the bowl. They're receiving a lot of damage. And then we saw earlier at the end of this roll, that's the fellas. Oh my, crazy.
What a pick. Hello. What a shot coming up from Crazy Lou. That's huge for Twisted Minds there. Stan's going to take some damage there from Example, but it's not looking too good right now for them. Minordi going to try and find something. Going to take some more damage here. Twisted Minds managing to find yet another one there on the ground here. What do you do right now? Twisted Minds looking really, really strong at the moment. They have their positioning unlocked all together right now. Getting the kill. Winordi has been eliminated. Twisted Minds not letting them breathe in any way, shape, or form. Are going to continue to push on as a unit. Incredible stuff from the boys.
Yeah, it's a nice hold for them. Nice hold. So they're obviously using the opportunity now to sort of leave that bar. We know it can be problematic for a team like Win or Die in their position, and Solo would have been part of that downfall themselves. 3 kills so far on the board. Don't get any higher. It's going to cause some huge damage. Question mark though, north side opted not to drive in. They took an E-pickup. What they don't know, they're re-pickup it into one of the hot spots here with the Woo. That are literally already positioned up. One of the good shots though. Doozy able to get himself down. God. Doesn't quite get him. Nixie does get Spyro. And then we see Mark will try and push a Doozy. Does get his first one down. Quizzy then able down again. Not just out at the moment. A little bit of a 1v1 here. But look at the map. The fellas already changing gear. They're moving in. They want to take this opportunity and end out the Woo in this south corner.
And why wouldn't you, right? Like, this is the opportunity, this is the golden moment to take that chance to get the kill there. Question mark on the back end right now here. Malog doing a really good job. Solo taken out, unfortunately, there. And only 11 teams remain. As you said before, the fellas going to now try and potentially find their opportunity to get in close. The Woo not really seeing it all too much right now here, and they're just kind of scouting, looking for their prey. All 4 players up, bunched together, and now so they're starting to just move back, trying to find a good opportunity to strike, potentially even third party if they have to, if they get involved with a fight with question mark. However, it looks like Great to Meet You is going to take a little bit of damage, probably spotted there by Twisted Minds by the looks of things.
Yep, getting back to their feet pretty quickly. Nice to see. Obviously, under a bit of long distance pressure from Twisted Minds, and unfortunately, best for question mark is now going to lay low. He's got the camouflage gear on, arguably. It's got the bright gear like I normally run around in, so it's got a little ridge to play, but he's in between a very difficult position. One side Twisted Minds, the other side the Woo, and in front the fellas. That it's one of those teams you got to roll.
Absolutely. Gonna take a nice little drink there in the corner, gonna give himself a little bit of time there, but there seems to be a bit of a fight going on there. The fellows, Twisted Minds, Woo, all getting involved in one massive scuffle right now, all between themselves there. Couple nades being thrown out, a little bit of damage taken there, and Nick's gonna take the fall there. The fellas really just putting on some damage, but it seems like the Woo will go ahead and just take them out, will be taken out, sorry. Hi fellas, good stuff there from the guys. Once again, Twisted Mind starting to come up from the side. It seems like Vesterlock is going to have to do something here because you've got yourself a bit of a situation here, my friend. The flag's not looking too good. Yellow knocks one, but unfortunately one is all they're going to get there. Not able to get the kill, and unfortunately question mark as well out of the quick picture.
This is why I love the fellas. They hear the action, a new target acquired, but they're so high IQ. They know they can't push down there. They mostly have seen the decent players from Twisted Minds. They'll be looking to try and get an angle. Tallness is now back up. Yeah, question mark got the knock, but unfortunately didn't get the flush though. As best unfortunately goes now. 8 teams now remain. We're on the placement point spot. So from now on out, every team that goes out will be receiving some placement points, as well as those 1-point kills as well. GG can move their way in. FaZe getting caught slightly as well, and it is horrible terrain, this one.
Yeah.
It is all pretty much open ground. It is an upward trajectory towards where we just were, and a lot of these teams' angles will be exposed, and Fairy Tail from behind going to take out Gems of Doom. FaZe going to fall in 8th place.
Yeah. Bit rough there for FaZe, but really good positioning there. We'll be able to catch them off guard here. As you can see, Twisted Minds right now just trying to find their opponents, trying to find the fellows who are quite close, actually, believe it or not. And they're going to try and swing out eventually, I believe. Twisted Minds have been playing absolutely incredible this entire scrim so far there. Nade goes out, going to try and find some information. Potentially no one in the building at the moment there, so no one's going to get contact there. You can see the Great to Meet You behind the rock is aware of someone's position at the moment. Going to try hold for the left there. Twisted Mind's going to try and go for a smaller approach. And we're seeing a fight already between the car. They're Big Barnet already going to try and engage the other 2 players on the left-hand side here. Example doing a really good job of just knocking down Barnet at the perfect time, using the car as well. Their explosions are going all over the place. The fellows down a person right now. Throw out the nade once more there. Ooh, Crazy Lou gonna suffer the damage, and it is currently 1-for-1 between these two in the team fight right now, and they are just knocking each other out here, Mark.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. Example obviously backed away into the corner slightly. He's trying to see what he can do. He can try and make things happen a little bit more, but it's difficult to get out of these locations. He's got the blue zone on his back. GG working their way in. Just a matter of times, and fellas just seem to have maybe taken their wheaty back from the go, because the fellas put down another team. The fellas annihilate, and they put 10 kills now on the board. Got to get these few reses on. Big Barnet will be back up here. Michael not receiving the love from the rest of the team just yet, and they do have GG. They are moving away and taking the opportunity now to cover this open ground. Big Kobe nade might be coming in. They know this is a dangerous spot. Doesn't quite get any damage. They don't actually have the intel slightly in here. It's a bit of a throwaway nade. It's a bit of a guess. Hey, if anyone's in there, we might be able to pick it up. But both of them didn't quite land on point.
Absolutely. Iroh going to take the fall there. Melman doing a really good job of just getting one there. Barnet also going to fall down to Melman there, who's doing a really good job of just finding these picks, getting the shots in real nice. And once again, GG looking to put on the pressure once again, throwing out a couple nades, trying to find some information. Great to Meet, unfortunately, going to take some more damage. Big Barnet bleeding out on the side. There's not much you can do. It's a 1v4 fight at the end of it. Can't really go back and heal either, or, revive anybody else. They're going to try and get a pick. Unfortunately, however, Melman and Alligator are going to go ahead and just take out Great to Meet You. Flow's unfortunately eliminated at 6th place there. The zone getting smaller once more. Now everyone's going to try and pick their fights. We are down to 5 teams left of this first part of the scrim.
Yep. Which is great. It can do sometimes. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Anyway, we're at the downside of this one. Aristo launches in a Panzer. T-Bone not going to have anything. Oh, he just misses him. Fairy Tail from behind taps him back into the smoke. And he's got to try and pick up VAR. Diffix is getting Hakatori, but Sost is down. First, I think, knows he's got a player near him, but not opting to just make the move just yet. Fairy Tail eager now to try and continue that. T-Bone does re-smoke here. He's going to get his way out though. He's going to cause some damage. Var's going to maybe try and take the jump. Now he goes down. It goes down towards T-Bone.
Here we go.
It's a headshot though as he rolls straight through. Diffix is down. T-Bone without a lid himself. Looks like they're trying to get one. Nice pre-fire. Does pick up. Go back into the smoke, back into the danger. T-Bone knows he can't really play out this long on this side because the Fairy Tale team might want to try and get involved. Flash go out. They know 2 are down. It is a 1v1, I believe, as Tori is the last one. Been spotted, goes inside, takes the shot though from GG. GG will follow it. Oh, he gets him in the back.
Oh my God!
One-handedly pretty much picks apart the rest of Foot Esports. and he does the damage as well. And there we go. It's our top 4. Foot Esports unfortunately down to a 1. M-Force, they've got 4. 1 DBNO. GG's were a 3. Fairy Tales were a 3, but 1 DBNO. And Foot Esports T-Bone the Laser. He's a one-man army, but he's storing this game at the moment.
Still in the game, and that's all that matters right now. Their Foot have got a bit of a chance. Only one more person left on their team, sure, but what an incredible pick from them as well here. Brightside, unfortunately, down for the count. However, both of their teammates right now still on the other side. Fairy Tale looking to potentially try and get those 2 picks and maybe even res their 3rd man if they're able to get the opportunity to do so here at the moment. Have to try and do something here right now. Going to stay inside. But GG are aware of the position. They're going to throw out the nade. He thinks he's on the other side. They're taking 32%. They take the damage. There's not much you can do here. Going to heal up here once more. Try and potentially just give himself a little bit of time to find these picks, find these kills. He's going to go out, swings outside. GG are aware of this situation. And unfortunately, Foot, out at 4th place of the Scrims so far. It is looking really, really tough right now. GG and Fairy Tale down to 2 members left of MFR. Still have all 4 of their members currently right now. And it looks like that they are ready to take position here.
Yeah, it's a strong position. They're going to get their way up the hill. M-Force have come from pretty much a quiet side of the zone. Have hunkered their way down. Arguably, got a nice 6 kills on the board. Only 4 more players left on the map. It is kind of a 4v4, but it's a 4v2v2. GG's looking aggressive. Kind of like what they've been doing so far this game. Number 1. Fairy Tale, though, I don't think there's much of a Fairy Tale here. It's not going to be long before GG's pop over the top and see these sort of finger rucksacks with some freebies. But for now, just boot up, try and work their way down. It's phase number 7. We have another phase to go. Once we get to that phase 8, all their work towards the dot. And actually, if it goes, well, if it pushes its way back to Fairy Tale, that dot might be closer then. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, I expect things to slow down. M-Force are looking for some angles, though.
Yeah, M-Force are doing a really good job of just trying to keep themselves positioned. Essentially, GG are aware of the situation right now. They do have eyes on 1, but Fairy Tale say that, but they've got eyes on the rest of them now. 2 and 3 there. Melman trying to find some damage, potentially trying to get 1 at the very least. However, it's not working out too well right now, but get your shots in, trying to find this damage. GG have to play this slowly. They don't want to overextend a little bit too much here. M-Force looking to potentially find that 1 pick. They saw Melman before. Robbins going to try and potentially see if they can get that shot there. Fairy Tale still laying low here, so we haven't been spotted yet, to my knowledge, at the very least. But once they do, it could be hell, because it seems like someone's coming in from the left.
Oh, I thought he was. I generally thought he was as well. So Fairy Tale's still in the next zone, right? They're not going to get quite the dot that they wanted, but it is really, really flat terrain. Arguably, I don't think GG are going to see him. They go up over the top, they're going to get picked themselves. Same as M-Force. M-Force pushing in were further forward. It's such a weird spot to be in, but I actually think they're getting away with it.
Yeah. Definitely does seem that way at the moment. Gaming Gladiators right now. They are holding this quite nicely at the moment. Again, it's just all about playing slowly, I do suppose, and...
Yep, 100%.
Not overextending a little bit too much. M-Force will have to try and play with their food just a little bit there and try to get that pick, try to get that kill. Here we go now. A bit of contact being made there. Melman once again trying to go in and get them shots. Once again, they're not able to find his mark. 29-26 there. Robert's taking some damage there and able to return the favor there. Melman gonna try and keep it going there. Veronica, however, goes down.
Oh,
Oh.
He can res him. He's got time. He's got time. He actually got one DB. No, they're not going to pick up. Now, the thing is, they might move over. And as the moment it crawls, Fairy Tail are going to engage. And Fairy Tail do engage. Here we go, though.
Here we go.
They've been found. They will mostly trying to counter. Get the steal. Fairy Tail put another point on the board. There's only 2 so far for them. 3 teams now remain as the nades get launched out. It's not going to be much longer, though. GG here in the shots. Disappointed that the kill has been stolen. We are seeing a bit of a backup, and the smoke will provide an element of cover, but here we go. That should be the end of Fairy Tail. It is, and it is a good nade. Pinpoint, actually. 3 versus 2, and you gotta think GG. These guys are stacked. We know the names. We know the players. M4 Stowe, we know their names. They know their players. They've got the additional gun. They're going to try and make the push forward now. You all see Melman play over the top. Has actually picked up. I don't know if they picked up the middle player here. I think Dog just put himself in such a good spot and actually past the center dot. Now the zone's going to collapse completely towards that. If he can put himself in a position where actually GG run over him, might be destruction for that team.
That's the dangerous bit about all of this as well. Now again, zone's closing in a little bit more. We are shifting now to phase 9 things, so this is where things are going to get dangerous. They have to force this fight eventually. Sees one in the smoke, manages to, you know, get that shot in there. Dogs are going to try and take him out there, and not able to find one there. There's some take some contact there, and GG Melman getting one down already there. You still have a little bit of time to res, but unfortunately the way they're all positioned out, it's going to be hard to get that res, and Melman able to get one, and now we're down to 2v2 here. GG playing this so well so far right now.
Oh my.
Robin's not able to get one. Yeah, what a nade. GG looking really strong. It is a 1v1 situation right now. Whoever can get this will seal themselves a win here for sure. It's too hard to go and get that res right now, and both players just finding their shots now, trading in between one another. Jigs and Melman able to get one, and GG will take the very first game of the scrims. What a game. What a win.
Tense game. Do you know what? 10 kills. That's a 20-point game for them. It's game number 1. It's under our belt. And do you know what? The winner chicken dinner is going to go to GG. Good game. Played well. They were down for 2. I think definitely feel like halfway through. I suppose halfway through that mid game, we saw kind of GG engage in it. They actually did get the knock on the fellas, and that was kind of a target acquired. They used the opportunity to push. They had the high ground. And they just kind of swept their way down. I like it. It was strong. Big shout, fellas. Done well for that one. Twisted Minds again. They're clearly setting the stance for this evening already. There's lots of plays there that, 1, we missed, so apologies. But 2, if game 1 was to set the stance for this evening, that's insane.
Yeah, that's always one thing that, you know, you've got to keep in mind with the format that we are dealing with here. 6 games, 6 maps total. Obviously, that was the very first one, and sometimes it can be good for the winning team because that gets them the momentum that they need to go forward, especially like throughout the entire scrim tonight as well. So it could be the thing that propels them, and again, set the stance, as you did say before. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, to be fair, everyone played incredibly there. One thing, obviously, GG played really well is that obviously they didn't engage too much. They like to play back quite a lot, and with only 2 players down as well, they had to play more conserved, and it was good to watch as well. So it was really interesting just to see how everyone interacted more, especially towards phase 9. Considering the fact that everyone has to come out and fight in the end of the day. So yeah, it was interesting.
Let's not take away anywhere of our fairies, though. They were setting their fairy garden up.
Yes.
They had little to no cover, but they were able to pop up and at least get a steal. It's another point on the board for them.
I respect it.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love those little plays. For now, let's have a quick break, though. I'll put 5 minutes on the clock. The lobby's pretty much full, so we'll get ready to go for game number 2. When we do come back, though, it is going to be another Miramar. So back to the sandy shores. But for now, I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
I'ma keep winning. I'ma keep winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. Yeah, you gon' need 100 men, 100
100 scopes, 100 cans, just for you to watch what I'm doing under the sun again. God-given gift, MC's doing the running man. If you want me to get it poppin', may cost 100 pence. Yeah, what I supply is always in demand. The throne is mine, take that. It ain't a high five, got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know putting fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm feeling righteous. But they been next to me to show me I might just. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stuttering. Tell them
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning.
you can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. I came this far, nothing can't stop me now. They knock me down, but they can't count me out. I can't lose, I won't lose. I can't lose, I won't lose. You may wanna save yourself. I think it's best you run away. I won't let you finish. When you came for me, you played yourself. You scream for help. It's a shame that nobody will hit me. No pain, no gain. Watch who you bang with. Make it to the top with the same ones I came with. I shoot my shot, you better know that I'ma never miss. When they coming for me, yeah, I'm gonna tell them this.
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning.
You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to
Let's go. One caster in, one caster out, and then a professional caster in. Good game. Game number one, Saga. Happy New Year, bro. Welcome in, and more importantly, we need to talk about M-Force and actually how they didn't win that game. But before then, I actually need to throw out a game because we've got game number 2 coming up. The flight path, you haven't seen it just yet. It is a horrible flight path. So game number 1, good flight path, crazy ending. Game number 2, horrible flight path. But for now, we're getting ready for game 2. We will talk about M4, so not clutching up at the end of that. See you guys in a few. Literally. Right, to kick things off, 16 seconds ago, I thought it was bringing us in slightly early. It's game number 2, and that flight path, though, is not great. It does obviously come down from east-ish, down to kind of this sort of southwest, but doesn't really give too many options for some of these teams because the zone, or phase number 1, should I say, and the flight path are really married again, mate. They don't leave each other anymore. They're twisted.
Yeah. El Pozo team's full shams this time around. I mean, I would expect, honestly, maybe a vehicle contest somewhere around like the Dorito between Pagado Chumacera. Maybe if you're like an El Pozo team, you try and grab a car from there and head out to El Pozo, but it's tough. It's very tough. Maybe we'll see multiple teams in Los Leones, but you know, this is Scrims, so shouldn't be any shenanigans in the early phases at the very least, but everyone's going to be playing with scrappy loot for sure.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a loot heavy or loot centric one. Obviously a lot of people in chat by now would have been talking about M-Force and actually how they haven't clutched up really. They had the numbers, right? I actually feel like it was GG were just dialed in. They were just warm. Target coming in. They were kind of left alone to that point. They had a couple of scraps working their way in. They took some really good positions. I know you're watching it live now, mate. So I have to remember you're slightly behind, so I don't give it away too much. But what I do say is that I think sometimes there's a difference actually when you not fight off the rip, but when you really have to deal with those fights early on. You really have a different stance when it comes down to endgame.
I mean, watching it currently as it's happening right now for the first time for me, 10-minute delay gang. It just looks a little bit like M-Force overplayed their hand. They tried to send Veronica down to the southern side of the road to get the high ground position, but just got caught out by both surviving duos at the same time. And then Gaming Gladiators, I mean, it's ex-Na'Vi. Like, you know the names, you know the players. They're capable of winning a 2v3, even if it's from a disadvantaged position. And honestly, put down in that position, I might even give them a 50-50 chance of winning. So, yeah, they come out ahead. Unfortunate for M-Force, but, man, it's good to see a new name picking up dubs early on in a brand new lobby too.
Yeah, strong game. 10 kills, 20-point game. On the leaderboard, we've got best of 6, so this is our second game now. So if you are just joining, welcome in. We've got loads of opportunity to catch, and I think some teams were slightly stolen away. I do like actually our fellas were playing on that one, and Twisted Minds arguably aggressive moves on that sort of south side. It felt for me like a lot of teams arguing on that sort of south compound, and maybe I actually called it earlier. I said I thought it was going to come south, like, and I think a lot of teams did that. They were like, hey, do you know what? I think it's going to go south. We've seen so many sort of south endings outside the edges of Los Leones in towards that kind of crossroad area, and then it just shifted north, and I think that just threw a lot of teams.
It's interesting. Looking at the map right now, Cantera, big change, completely redesigned from the old La Bendita days. I think I like it. I like. I mean, it was just disgusting positions. It was just a playground for SMGs and for shotguns anytime you had to play in here. There would always be one or two cheeky little rats lurking in one of those destroyed buildings or the plane crash, and you'd always lose one or two. But now it's actually a pretty solid position, but it still has a lot of cover within the bowl itself, so if you do get forced to play it with teams outside the ridge, then it's not completely doomed. I'm not 100% surprised that Howl doesn't send a player in to loot there. I think one of the benefits of having this sort of split looting position that they do is it casts a wide net, and they've already got players that loot pretty close to Cantera. For example, Ruin just coming in now from the compound on the east. I think it's more so just prioritizing the vehicle spawns. He'd probably have better loot if he looted Cantera, but it's just about getting it done quickly and then starting to make their move early on. That's the benefit of the central positions, and they've already committed into one half of their 2-2 split. Ruin a new addition code Marco, planning to lock down the other side of it.
Such a good pick for them. He's been playing so well last week as well. Yeah, because they normally land here. They normally split between this one, maybe an element of the flight path as well. And I think you're right. They were going for those vehicles to try and hold out. GG immensely pressuring in, and last week and obviously today, and we are seeing GG ex Na'Vi, we say taking the Na'Vi drop zone, so Na'Vi ban and not holding their called areas, their locations. They are now obviously fixing their way out. You see that big air? That one, he's going to rotate his way in. I think they'll be cautious this compound, because we saw them leave and we see them sort of make a little drive-by, but will now walk their way in and safety beat. The compound will hold firm those cars. Na'Vi just working their way in as well. A little bit of a quieter start, should we say, this time, as a few more teams need to work in. Like I see, will die quite late now, leaving this area. I think they've just been popped. And Marco taking win. I think there might be a DC there.
Yeah, I'd assume so. There was some shenanigans around that warehouse compound that Wu was pulling up on, and if the phase allows it, we might see that continue a little bit later on. But for now, just this south side of Hacienda, M-Force and Win or Die making a move in. A bit of an early engagement here. I mean, it's within phase 1, so they're well within their rights to scrap for it. And again, that's one of the difficulties of having these central paths, especially when the flight path was so far off to one side. It means that teams are landing closer together, they're spot looting, and those priority compounds just become that much more important, and they're just going to have to dash in immediately. But a doozy on the high ground. Is there anything more Russian than sitting on those rocks on Miramar?
No, not at all. Not at all. Will or Die, I don't think they know who they're fighting just yet. I think have an idea based upon sort of their drop zone spots, but they are edging their way forward now. So he's pitched and waiting as I zoom goes round. Dante there goes a little bit further back. So he can do with oh my days and that. You know, that M249 is going to hit pretty hard. They're able to get that knock and also retract his way back in. Will die now, losing one. M-Force, they lost one to our question mark team, but all three of them remain now in that compound. There goes that second one down, so Will die falling apart slightly here.
The 2x on that M249 as well. Didn't take a single point of damage. Just holding the angle for the peak, win or die. It's traded one back their way after the long range pick from Aduzi, and now the full commitment from Win or Die as Leosh starts to make his way in. Again, it's a compound that gives them a lot of possibilities should the zone continue on in this sort of fashion, but not if they keep getting picked off from range. Spyro sits down a second, question mark feasting.
He's early. Dante needs to be cautious. He's only got 29. He actually hasn't got a full clip either, so he really needs the additional backup. But with that backup going down, it's now relying on him. He's not going to push forward to try and get that Reds. And be an option, I think, to get picked when he goes across. Flash does come in. They might have seen it. Has to go to no use. It's the only gun he's got. He's going to whip himself out. Good shots now. Back and forward. Puts down one. Literal pressure coming in. Still coming in here. Dante having to fully disengage. M4s actually have lined up for him as well. They've not taken the angle. He runs over to the other side. When he gets shot in the back, no, he's able to get himself in there. So the team might be able to get that res back on. Extend will be trying to get as much information to him, but Dante just hasn't got the util, hasn't really got the gear in his back pocket to keep applying this pressure now.
He had the right idea. Wanted to make the push back across, capitalize while they get the revive, but just a beautifully timed smoke. Just as soon as Dante dips back, gets the heal, wants to go and re-engage on the fight, suddenly his angles are just completely cut off and he can't. Despite the fact that it was M-Force that lost the first player as Veronica got picked from range, they come out ahead looking clean in this fight. Looking to clean it up entirely, but Dante, that micro Uzi, it's not done yet.
No, don't come out just yet. I think the flash got pushed. They've gone for the shotgun. M4, he's got it at 6. Oh, he should have changed back over, but Dogger's able to turn back. Shotgun into his back, and Will or Die team, 17th place for them. Arguably, not that far from their drop spot. Even a bit late to push their way out towards Hacienda. I kind of like it when they move a little bit quicker. They only really do that if they don't have the zone. So, you know, caught a little bit, and question mark, let's not forget about them. They were a real impact for both those teams on that fight.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that people started using the sawed-off shotgun. It went so unutilized for years, and then people like Vard or Teddy from Team Indonesia 2022, oh man, they started picking it up. Whoever was like, wait a minute. Like, everyone complains about shotguns, and we get to have one while still having a DMR. It's nuts, but it's so good in those positions. And yeah, big victory for M-Force.
Very, very big victory. Again, let's see if they try and hold out. Would the zone sort of go the same way? Phase wrap themselves that top spot now. Fairy Tale on that west, and we do see Redline work their way in at the bottom. Strong team with a kind of a 2-1-1 split. So they do work their way in behind the fellas. As other fellas will like to play that sort of outside edge. They will sort of chip away at the zone. Rest of the team so do position themselves up in that sort of centralized or out now on that west hand side. The Sauna boys move their way down, but they are moving their way pretty much close in between this kind of Navi, Wu, and it won't be long before we see Foot Esports also take hold of this position.
And Navi's been under a lot of pressure. Favorist got picked off earlier on. I think it was Foot Esports just off to the east that took him down, and well, Hakatori's within that fortress position we talked about earlier. Cantera, it is a playable position if there's people up on the ridge, but it's not ideal. You would rather hold the ridge given the chance, but the numbers have been thinned down enough to make it difficult. And now with that zone shift, Cantera is on the southern edge, and that is probably one of the most perfect positions for an edge team to hold. If they can clear the back, I would expect there's going to be an engagement between Sauna Boys and Foot to see who can take control of that ridge.
Yeah, I think Navi's going to go for that collapse now. Oh, Looks like they're still holding that 2-2 split, not giving up just too much. GG will get a crest pass or drive by here. Molodot actually goes for the full send. Airport gets caught slightly. The car rolls and gives him a bit of cover, but no, Alia comes out, does get Molodot though. We are seeing initial shots though come on the other side, and Nixie picking up the Panzer getting caught. He's going to want to try and launch it as quick as he can. He launches it, a little bit of splash damage, but not enough though to cause the damage. And woo, comes to their final player now in the compound from across from a 2. It was a 2 that took the victory early though. But, I think Molodot to be a bit disappointed like Carl was doing a 360 roll for about 10 minutes.
It did him no favors, but I mean, it was what? 7 minutes ago we were saying if you've got a 2 versus 3 for GG, it's these two, you'd probably back him to win it. A 2 versus 4 against the Woo. Barely even taking any damage from anything other than explosives. Just so clean. That first peek from Alia, obviously after Molodot just sort of rolls over, but like the wiggling within the doorway, that's so hard to do. The amount of times that your gun will just flick upwards and you start shooting the sky or the ceiling. Man, he's got the mechanics on lockdown. What a absolute demon.
So what I can do now is I'm looking to go back towards sort of the graveyard. And this is just kind of collapsing that sort of west approach. First time looking at them, Cappy, quick kill, confirm. Now they're working their way down as August, though. They're further afield. Just losing players out a little bit loose at the moment. They need to be cautious and see how that works out. Looks like we are getting that GG peak now. Betulin's wrapping his way back. But kind of sending him on his way a little bit, but you know Betulin is never going to go that far from an initial engagement, especially if they've got the numbers close by.
This is a fight that a lot of people will be wanting to see now. It's the Spyro Civil War, and it's starting off with 2 swift knocks in favor of Twisted Minds. Look at that. And by Spyro, I mean example, obviously. But Twisted Minds picking up the first 2. Cute or not, he gets taken down in that position. It was a risky one to hold. I mean, they can peek over the top. They can take some opportunistic shots towards teams, but if you get full commitment on a push like that, it's not going to happen. August was in a similar spot just towards the southern side of the western tip of Minas Gerais. Just a commitment from the peak. I mean, this is Scrims. No one's going to be taking those long-range shots from DMRs. The suppressing fire. Everyone's caught up in their own engagements, and it's not looking very good for Solo either.
Well, that should be the end of Solo, and it is. Great
okay.
name, Kobe name, to be fair. Right on top. It's going to cause the damage. And they'll be down and out. Try to keep an eye on the map. And every time I look at the map, there seems to be another engagement going on. It's phase number 2. It is Scrims. We are in, see, the number 1 lobby, so pretty much over half our pro, if not tier 1, in here as well. So full stacks lobby. And I like this time of year, Cycle, because yeah, I know it's Scrims. Yeah, I know it's practice, but there is a little bit of an underline that this is our position for 2024. So people sometimes go a little bit more aggressive when they don't always need to. I think there's something behind it. It just feels nice in January.
I think I might have to slightly retcon my previous statement, because the engagement between Sauna Boys and Foot that I thought was going to happen was actually Sauna Boys and Fellas now, who've made their way to the south, looking to control the space around that new Cantera Ridge. And it's all coming to a head around this one compound that was held down earlier on by Navi.
Whoa.
They've backed away, but the grenade perfectly bouncing drops Sergey down, holding the roof angle. Huge knock to get.
Now continue to work their way up, but oh, look again, another one. Look, it's like non-stop action. I need like another 10 observers. Vex though working his way forward. James does get the pick though. FaZe has lost one. There's Fairy Tale put down Vex. Gustav and James will continue to pressure those Zula. Aaron's going to be providing that they're about to peak here. And they should deny of information. They should try and get their res, but they go for send now. 1, 2, and wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. FaZe will be back to a 3, and Fairy Tale despite getting doozy straight here instantly with a nade. There's no stopping question mark now. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. Nearly though. Maybe a second attempt will be coming in. But Gustav is the final one. Surely we're going to see question mark crash this one in. Maybe not. There's no tires left in the car. They take the option to go back.
What a doozy's just done is like the exact thing that we're talking about when we say this is Scrims. things that probably shouldn't be happening will happen. The fact that he walks over that road for free, gets a knock, and doesn't get punished for it. Look at all the free space on the high ground to the south and the east. If this is a comp game, you've got more players alive, that some of that space is occupied. He cannot make that play. But here he's like, whatever, we'll try it, but doesn't want to overcommit, because if they do make the play and push onto that compound, someone's going to backfill them, and they would much rather hold onto the concretes in the warehouse, which truly understandable.
100%. And they're waiting for that zone to shift, come back their way. Vardo is on that high ground. We got a little bit before of that north-northeast. Looking to pop a few shots, foot sort of chipping away at the zone. And it's very much comp style. M4 though, who won that compound. And we'll be holding it down from win or die. Strong team out in the west. Got a lot more, should I say, space, should we say. Store of Fire's going to count the teams. I said we're still missing some teams here, and Sauna Boys and the fellas still seem to be going at it. Down for a 2. He's down to a 1-shot himself. Needs to get med on. It goes down to a 1-shot as well. Commits to that repeat though, but be cautious. I don't think he's going to have time now to even get a ban. Pretty quick actually. Phase number 3 should get away with it. If you're back in the fight now. Sauna Boys though, it's a 2 versus 2. Good knock happens, and Sauna Boys final player for them. A little bit further out, and I was going to say, surely it's time to cut loose and get to zone. And it is in their car. We drive far away, but we get sent a nice shot in the back of their head.
The off angle from Misa, it was a big one. Took both players down to minuscule amounts of hit points. If you had, I don't know, an extra half second to get one more shot, or, you know, a grenade landed 20 centimeters closer to them slightly earlier on in the fight, if they'd been chipped a little bit more, they probably clear that fight and get to keep at least 2 alive, but not quite enough. Scav will go down. Misa moves on alone, but technically it's a fight 1, so maybe they'll take it. Maybe, at the very least, what it will do is the next time they have a zone in this position, it will make fellas think twice about committing to a fight. The fact that it was that close, I don't know. Maybe they'll still go for it, but at the very least, Sauna Boys continue on.
So, obviously, we saw how strong they were before, but the argument now is, can we see them strong as a 2 zone? Shift away from them. They have been fighting outside, and it's going to get into that north question mark. Don't, rightfully so, hunkering down on that compound on the corner. They need to get their way moving as to get themselves in. Twisted Minds the same, but they will get a knock on How and Twisted Minds pushing for this south side. There's some wonderful sort of ridges, but unless the zone continues to come back their way, we ensure destruction between these two teams if they control this area and at least try and stay here.
I think especially, say, at this point in the season, early on, there's been so many roster changes now. New and old rosters forming and reforming. It's so important, actually, to do things like what fellas just did, to pretty much overcommit in scrims, just to say, hey, if this is a real tournament, if this is a battle that contains stakes or monetary value, we will take this fight and we want this position. I mean, kind of the legacy of teams playing from strong positions still sticks around. The amount of, like, locations on Erangel that still have names based on teams and pro players that played from them in, like, 2017 is ridiculous. So for a team that is just sort of regrouped, added a couple of new players in to really try and lay their stake their claim early on onto positions, it is important. It looks a little silly in scrims when everyone's dying to the blue zone and getting themselves killed, but there is definitely purpose, method to the madness. Back to Bolt, though. Back up on the roof. He does have the Bolt in pocket, but this is not the range for that. A swift little headshot. Take it.
Very, very quick as well. Good sound cue for him. You're right. This is what I was talking about. This is why, again, it's I feel like it's heightened this time of year. It's that this is our area, and you're right. Like if we're willing to take the fight here in the scrim, we're downright taking when it comes down to getting some money on the board, and it might just be the difference of teams thinking twice later on when money is on the line. So it's that strong team. They've got to what they do now. They are disengaging slightly, but they are going to disengage from the zone. It's phase number 5. 7 teams now remain. 33 left on the board. Figure out how they get in. For esports though, again opting to go back the other way. I think they're going to try and position themselves back into this compound and now try and defend any other teams coming in. Nice early move from them. They picked up a kill. Do you know what? And they're like, hey, we've got to play later game. It's phase 5. We can get into a top position here. Let's just get moving now. Let's not get caught in that fight for too long.
And a lot of teams come into scrims with different things that they want to focus on for FUT esports. So consistently in Europe last year, they performed really well but fell short the final hurdle, so it makes sense that they want to work on getting the job done, getting those dubs on the board, whereas Perfectix is more than happy just to practice his sprays with probably the highest recoil weapon in the game. MG3 on full burst, 990 rounds per minute. That thing is nuts, but the damage it deals is ridiculous. The nades, unfortunately, a little too far. Maybe that's something to VOD review, work on for next time. But at the very least, can't fault the sprays.
No, actually, really good. I was going to say, if these teams continue fighting here, they're going to get held out. Twisted Minds, knowing this, they now push their way in, so they take what they've got. FUT esports, though, they're fighting, and fellas, though, right in front. This is about this position. You get caught out like this, like you've got so much open terrain. We've had so many endings around this area. Like, getting in is very, very difficult. If you're left on the outside and the zone just shifts heavy from you, you're gone.
It's just so tough. And again, part of the reason why Question Mark didn't overcommit when they had FaZe on the ropes, one man up, they could have pushed in. It's a more central position, but the risk just wasn't worth the reward. But okay, that is the swiftest death that I've seen in a hot minute. All three of Howl died in like the same game tick. That was gross.
I actually had to look in the right corner and go, was that the nade? I thought they were a bit too far away from the nade, but it wasn't. Yeah, between the two of them, just ended, unfortunately. Rotation in. Howl down and outside. 10 teams now remain, though. Looks like Strong T, though, going to lose one themselves. Dog is on top here. Does get the quick kill confirmed. I don't think he's picked up that rotate. That has actually gone underneath him, but he goes back to that glorious shotgun. He'll be looking for the sound cues, and there's a shot in their hip, and that will be the end. The fellas, they're down in 10th, and straight after that one, we're going to see Strong T. M4 still holding to that compound.
No, it's nuts. Doug's, when he pulled out that sword off, there was one bullet in the chamber. He'd already fired one. If he hadn't reloaded that thing since like 15 minutes ago, when he used that in the initial fight against Win or Die, and he just technically got 2 kills with a single double barrel sort of without reloading, but 15 minutes apart, then fair play. That is kind of nuts. But no surprise, again, that this is why they fought so hard to hold that compound. It just has a great chance of making it to a late point of the game. It's enough to get a placement point, but how much more when that car ain't gonna last too long?
Shots. A bit of pressure now. Again, difficult position. This is his whole area. If you leave it too late, get caught slightly. So and launch out. We see Na'Vi go down. Twisted Minds will end them. 8th place for them, making a placement point. That nade. Oh, I thought that was going to be the end. There's no one. That car should be the end of it, and it is. And 4th, 2nd, again a 1. And I'll take 7th though. Game number 2, getting caught slightly on that zone. Esports still hunkered down. FaZe still hunkered down. We're going to have to watch now. Twisted Minds. They have to rotate their way in. So it's a question mark. I feel like they want to just let this team rotate past them and just hold that sort of ridge, hold that road. I think they'll be happy, but as long as Twisted Minds are here, they can't do that quite as conveniently as they want to.
As long as Twisted Minds doesn't commit into a fight in the compound, Question Mark is more than happy just to sit back and shepherd them around the side. The only real path that they have to take is to go exactly where M-Force just got bombarded by, again, the 2-man of Gaming Gladiators, and they'd be more than happy to see that. Red Line is looking to make some kind of wild send. Cappy, the last man standing, straight into the path of a doozy. You can see it on the minimap. The nade gets the job done. Now he's just going to swiftly turn his attention back because he wants to do the exact same thing to Twisted Minds.
Yeah, like the push is forward here. Twisted Minds not opting to go round. They might have heard the certain death. Question mark. They know the movement here from the car. They know they have to try and deal with it. I wonder how much util they've got though. Mine's actually stopped to get some more, so and they are going to be a little bit more stacked, especially in the back pocket. Oh, that's a big net. A surprise net. It wasn't a knock either.
Like it. Molotov went a little too far, but it would really cut off the retreat for Ermac, forced him to play up close, so the nade got enough damage, but just centimeters away. 5 more damage would have been the difference. That's the second time. Those tiny little margins is all it takes. The grenade onto Perfectix as he tries to lurk forward into the smoke. Question mark, setting up a solid defense. They knew this push was really the only other option for Twisted Minds if they weren't going to send it over the road. They're more than ready for it.
GG come out, and that is it. Yep, Melbourne 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Let's just put a couple more kills on the board. GG up towards 8. Now, we're in the top 4. We've only got 2 remaining. Got a nice little section here. I'd expect question mark to move back in there, ensure they get pushed back into this location. Fortunately for Twisted Minds, 2 options. That was either to play towards GG or play towards question mark. I think they've done the right thing anyway. I think that push was really good and actually outstanding hold there from question mark, and they do take that position up. They've moved themselves a bit now closer towards zone. They want to try and hold this high ground. FaZe will hunker their way down. Nice use, actually. We see Footy Sports already pushed forward on them, so we see this normally later on, but they will play to this sort of area. But Vard positioned up, waiting to play, and they are looking maybe for this sort of a phase 8 ending. That's the phase though. No need for them to move. 5 kills. Have been quite impressive. I didn't think they would get that as many on the board from actually being in that position for quite a number of phases now.
Yeah, the commitment onto taking that spot in the first place so nearly cost them. One more knock and it would have been all over for FaZe Clan, but held on, skin of their teeth, got the revives, held the position, did what they could to defend it, but be tough now. But I do love to see that from the Gaming Gladiators. I mean, again, just such experience, such confident players, but to make that move when you're down to a 2-man, pushing up onto that ridge, clearing out those kills on the south that question mark were trying to get for themselves, claiming those extra points. That's the sign of players who not too long ago were world champions, under a new roster and under a new title as well. But yeah, good to see that they haven't lost that spark.
And a new website. GG. Yeah, location zone does come down. Phase number 7 continue to work its way in. They are repositioning their car. I think the focus for them now to ensure that question mark don't push their way down. Looks like question mark though we're looking to maybe make a crash in here. You normally see a big extension come down. Dreams of Doom have to maybe try and hold the off angle back towards GG as Gustav and Fex watch for that crash now happening on him. So the compound is there. They pop the smokes. They are looking to try and play and gain as much information. Play peekaboo over the top. So much information they can gain. This is now about waiting for the zone, right? It's phase number 7. We're going to go to phase number 8. Well, question mark, stacked, foot, stacked, phase, stacked. And we've already seen GG, super stacked already. So what an ending, though, for game number 2. Arguably, every one of these players are hyper pro.
Big knock as well. Big timing on it, too, as question mark are trying to use that ridge line to their advantage. They're the only team that really has maneuverability. They got that tiny little ridge on the north side for Foot Esports, but surrounding them on all the rest of the sides is just open field that just leaves them too exposed to really make any moves. I think it's just going to be buying time until a smoke push onto the compound is forced of them. If phase 8 goes, if it does go to the south, it might have to come sooner rather than later, but if not, grenades might get the job done quickly. But the revive has come through. Mailman back up and standing. The flex out for question mark amounted to nothing for now. Gaming Gladiators back to 2.
Need to work their way in, but yeah, right. This is going to be more about waiting for the next shift. It's going to go phase number 8, and doesn't work its way, unfortunately. Maybe GG can hold that.
They flushed them.
Corner. Oh my days!
Oh my
I believe
god!
I missed it. Straight in, straight out.
Dang. I mean, you can, just by looking at the map, you can see how little space Foot Esports had. They have that little lump just to the north of the phase compound. If they try to go either side, it's just too open, so they all had to bundle up, and that's the problem. When phase crashes a compound, there's multiple dead bodies in there. They can just keep stacking up the utility and tossing it out. James, in the end, with a double nade. Huge.
Nice illegal leaks from Squeaky. That's got time. Squeak, I've no idea where you got tabbed out, mate. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, bro. I can't do anything about it. We're going to work our way down now. 3 teams now remain. Foot was in such a strong position. Phase focused their way in there. Spyro, though, let's get the flash over the top. On the side angle. Gustav, though, waiting for here. This might be now the play, though. Question mark looking to move the vehicles forward, provide a little bit more cover. Alia eager to try and maybe climb his way up. There's kind of this little bowl, for those that don't know, of this sand, so FaZe can't quite see him. A lot of people going, hey, why is he not getting tabbed in the side? That smoke will be providing some cover. This is kind of little ridge here, and with that knock the other side, will be helping, I suppose, that situation out.
Another well-placed nade. Secures the flush. The revive was coming through. Leaves Alia down by himself. Ermac will go down. And this is a huge push, actually, from the Welsh Dragon. Getting up close. Oh, but he's ready for it. Spyro, the other dragon, the young dragon, sits him down. And maybe a little bit of an overstep. FaZe, have they fumbled their good position?
I think Vex was just trying to put himself in a position to catch him as they were coming out the smoke, but that smoke just dissipated right in front of him, and unfortunately was the end. Question mark leaving it to the very last moment before they have to get moving now as the smoke their way down. Nice smoke, all trying to block off FaZe. They know they've only got the one player on the other side here. Alia's got to get shifted himself, so we've got a couple more smokes left in his tank, and that's it. Again, another smoke also. Both these teams will now clash as a 3 versus 1. Maybe get a flash, pick up all 3. Great nade though, comes in from Gustav. Gustav though ends GG. He's now coming alive though on the end section. It's a 2 versus 1. A doozy's down. The best is down. Spyro. He's got his back against the wall. I don't think he's going to be able to get the res. He's going to have to work his way down, plays peekaboo, and it should be a FaZe winner chicken dinner. It is winner chicken dinner. FaZe put 14 kills on the board. It's a 24-point game. And do you know what? Actually, from a compound they've been in for quite some time, they've got a good number of kills.
Cleaned up everything in those late stages, and so much of it was just having all the bodies around to grab those grenades. Foot Esports never stood a chance. They probably barely even saw FaZe before they got bombarded to pieces, and question mark at the end, exactly the same. Bundled up behind what little cover they had to walk into a crossfire.
Yep, it was a crossfire. Winner chicken dinner that hits up for FaZe. A good game. That was a Miramar done and dusted for us. I need to go and figure out why some people have been banned. Let's just cut out some of that automated mod action. We'll take a quick break though. When we come back, we'll have a quick chat about Miramar, those first 2 games, but we work on our way now into those snowy snowstorms of Vikendi. So 5 minutes in the clock. I'll see you guys in round number 3.
I'm going hard and taking my chances. I keep it moving, I keep advancing, keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious, Mr. Determined. Riding the storm, but focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning, everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted, doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We about to change the game. Let's go. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the skies. We about to change the game. We about to change the game. Let's go.
I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. Ooh. I'ma keep winning, winning.
You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself.
Yeah, you gon' need 100 men, 100 scopes, 100 cans, just for you to watch what I'm doing under the sun again. God-given gift, MCs doing the running man. If you want me to get it poppin', may cost 100 pence. Yeah, what I supply is always in demand. The throne is mine, take that. It ain't a high five, got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know put a fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. Lord forgive me for my sins, I'm feeling righteous. But they been next to me to show me I might just. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stuttering. Tell them
I'ma keep winning. I'ma keep winning. I'ma keep winning.
you can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you only gon' play yourself. I came this far, nothing can't stop me now. They knock me down, but they can't count me out. I can't lose, I won't lose. I can't lose, I won't lose. You may wanna set yourself. I think it's best you run away. I won't let you finish. When you came for me, you played yourself. You scream for help. It's a shame that nobody.
Let's go. It's map numeral 3. It's for Kendi. Better flight path though. Northwest down towards a southeast arrow.
Wow, we're getting some of those snowy snowstorms.
Yeah, you
can't wait.
Yeah, I love those snowy snowstorms. It's because it's cold here, mate. It's well cold.
It is. Oh, tomorrow we're expected 6 centimeters of snow. It'll be looking like Vikendi or Kova Levy's Instagram story.
I can't handle that snow, mate. Just generally can't. Like Essex in the whole, if we get half an inch, everyone's off work because they're unable to get to work. And our public transport system just completely shuts down. Like it can't even handle like a couple of leaves on the track, let alone a bit of snow. Yeah, cold. I'm not a man of the cold. I'm a man of the sun.
Unfortunate. I'm a pasty white boy, so I'm built for cold. But would I stand the chance on Vikendi? Probably not. Looks like we don't either. Unfortunate. Hate when that happens. Love it. Love it. I can't lie, I bought a PC from my friend works at an auction house, and I bought some fucking beast PC from them. Like 4090, 13900 KF. My PUBG still crashes at like twice a day.
This is mental, mate. Yeah, we cut the phone. Right, it's booting it now, mate.
We love those. Beautiful stuff. Wouldn't be a PUBG stream without a crash. I've always said that.
No, and it wouldn't be a PUBG event without a DA hot drop, as we like to call it. I will go back and do most of the other bits and pieces. Why I can. It's still phase game number 3. I missed all of it. Still phase number 1. Looks like we've lost a team though already. 16 teams remain, so we've definitely lost a team.
Yes.
Who we've lost. We'll catch up with that in a second. Always a fight in this compound. Looks like how are down. Code market better are the final 2 remaining for them. And no vest, DB, and DB in the other hand as well. So it looks like how got a little bit of a split, unfortunately.
I like to think that when teams pick up players, they do more than just like look at kill stats and damage charts, and they like properly do their research and they know what they're picking up. But for Howl, whether they know it or not, they've signed up for this. They've signed up for the hot drops by picking up 2 XDA players. The DBS doesn't quite land. Just a tease of the top of the helmet over the top of the barrels, but it's not enough, and gets caught out while repumping that DBS. Big push as well. Nice cleanup. Unfortunate for Howl. That's a position that, I mean, they've played that position pretty much all of last year.
Yeah.
Just that western side of the hill. They were always in the shadow of twisted mines, always lurking dangerously close, but maybe it's not the worst place to have to give up if you're continually getting hot dropped and can't have any good fortune there. FaZe, very unlikely to give up their drop spot, especially when it gets this northwestern position. It gives them a nice early rotation, but the Sauna Boys, again, causing problems for some of their more, what we might call established teams, putting some pressure on in the early phases. Maybe thankful for that little bit of cover from the airdrop crate. It gives them something to prone behind.
I see it now late game, especially Vikendi Tago the same as well. We kind of get this cluster of drops come down. Actually, some end zones just become drop cover only. Your head sort of peaks up, so you see more belly action or fighting on the ground. And lucky enough, you get a bit of cover. But I don't know. I'm a fan personally of the one drop scenarios, but I suppose it's part and parcel now. We're kind of used to it. I suppose we're used to it in the sense that we keep seeing now these in the end zone.
I think if it was made so that the smaller crates couldn't give crate weapons, because like when a team in phase 1 has 2 P90s, an AWM and an MK14, it's a bit it's a bit much, especially if they've all got ghillie suits to go with them as well. But I'm not against having those little extra bits to take cover and prone behind. It's kind of a similar thing from the new edition on Rondo, where you can call in the emergency cover.
I quite like that.
And just have something to hide behind in some of those more open terrain pieces. Did you see the clip that T-Bone posted where they had about 10 of them?
Really?
And they were just playing dodgeball with like 100 of those things.
I've seen people who did. I've not seen T-Bone. I've not seen those. They all stand still, and it's like, right, let's play a game. Throw it down. Like no one moves. Someone ends up getting squished. I've actually been trying to squish squads with them. Especially if you see him like him in bowls, you just throw the flares in there and just see if you can pick one of them up.
It's just a mortar with extra steps, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. I do like it. Interested to see if obviously it comes. My logic is you expect Rondo to hit for the 2024 season. Not sure.
Yeah. I have no insider insight, so don't at me, but given the marketing campaign around Rondo, the fact they made a film called Rondo, The Land of Honor, like they put so much time and effort into making all the cinematics for the map look as sick as possible. They paid Shroud and Summit to play PUBG for a month to play in the Rondo special. Like they put so much into the release Rondo. There's no way that we're not getting it in 2024 comp. There's definitely changes, and especially with the amount of things that are continually being added that probably shouldn't also be added into comp and ranked when it eventually shows up there. I'm sure we will see slight adjustments, but I'm pretty confident that Rondo will be part of the roster for 2024.
Yeah, I say. We've got enough maps. We get to a point now where we're kind of like picked out, or they change up depending on events as well. 10 on official maps, but not all esports ready. It's interesting that Rondo's made it before Destin. I thought Destin was kind of gearing to be that kind of map, but maybe Rondo was already pre-planned, maybe on its way for development or the last parts of development. They looked at it and went, do you know what, this is a good map. And I think it does bring everything to comp. I was lucky enough to do that PUBG event in Christmas time, and it was a fun event. It wasn't an esports event, but it just felt natural.
Destin, I don't know, it felt really more like an experimental phase for PUBG. It's like they just wanted to try stuff out and just make a big map that was just, let's see how crazy and weird we can make things. I mean, that was where we started to get things like the blue chips, all the, like, I mean, the ice cream truck for one thing, not to mention the massive cities. It definitely felt experimental more so than something that was designed as like the overall finished product. Rondo definitely the opposite. But what do you know? We're going even further northwest.
Wow.
FaZe committed early in towards the river, didn't go far enough. The Sauna boys are already ahead of them. And Win or Die's wide wrap up the western coast has got them a central position in Phase 2. This is crazy. Centered on coal mine. That is a bike going across an icy river. It's pretty exposed, but behind him it's Zubila that gets caught out as the 3 other remaining members of the Wu will catch him. Just can't quite get the acceleration to get out of there quickly enough on this hill. Another target in sight.
Position. We see Mortars in the background. Taking a vast amount of shots. I do like this sort of river. It's a bit like Tega. We see it play back this way. This is a heavy play though. So much unplayable though. I kind of like that you have to kind of commit the car straight. If you deviate a little bit, you could potentially lose it. Teams now getting towards the other side. GG being one of them. And they're now over. Safe Fairy Tale collapsing down. Twisted Mind still wanting to come back down south. Teams using the charge at the top there for FaZe. There's round here. Mountain, seen it a few times now, so you're able to either, especially with low numbers, does favour. This is massive pens you can hide out in.
Big ridges, for sure. That's one of the benefits. There's definitely areas where it'll leave you exposed towards. But, I mean, if we... Up in this area of the map in particular, where the elevation is higher, then, yeah, the hills are such a valuable position to hold on Vikendi, especially without the tree cover. That's an issue on so many maps where, like, you have the high ground, but you're, like, at the height of where the leaves are on the trees, so you can't really see anything. Definitely not the case here. But the downside is that everyone can see you, and Michael finds that out as he gets almost taken out. Not quite flush. The smokes will come up in time. August wrapping just ahead of Fellas on the northeastern side of the zone, with Na'Vi holding the line, but slight overextension from Fairist means they're holding as a 3-man.
There's no way down. Looks like they are getting picked. They are closing in. Taking some shots. I lost one. Just want to kill feed. Kill confirmed for them. Good stuff though. He's hunkering down, and like, yeah, with these terrain, it's just so easy just to at least pop out, get some shots, move on, and continue on your way. It's like the Wu ran over Fairy Tale. Our Doctor has pushed him his way a little bit further in. We get to try and pick apart any of the other teams, and with the zone shifting away from them, they have to find a new home. Outside though, exposes his head just slightly. Monodoctor, new pick up for the Wu. Taking a few shots back. Shoot them. There's surely no one up there though.
Surely.
Actually, someone's put in chat, Rondo confirmed yet for the next BGS season? Maybe, we'll see.
Great question.
That's a great question.
We've got to confirm that there's a PGS season first before we confirm what maps we're playing. Don't worry, we're still waiting. Hopefully soon, fingers crossed, soon TM. Let's see. Well, Fairy Tale, they're still not done. Zubila was the first to go down, and looks like Fleeto is next on the chopping block, but Nixie just can't quite hit the final shot. He can hit a tree, though. That actually gives... How are we still going northwest? How is M-Force in Zaki and they're in the center of the Vikendi zone? Like, what's going on?
I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Shots now coming in from Sauna boys. It baffles me, these type of zones. I had it the other week. We actually had an Erangel, you know, the river just outside of Yaz, ended pretty much on the edge of the river. I'm like, how is this? How are we holding so much water for so long? But hey, I suppose it happens. It happens to the best of us, and we are getting enough. And surely we've got to give up the water now, and surely Coal Mine is going to see almost 15 teams, maybe, or at least 10 of these teams send their way in. I think question mark are going to argue to stop any sort of movement as close as that. Right side though, trying to get down as quick as he can. Maybe be underneath the nose, a question mark.
I genuinely think you could flick to Robence's POV right now, and like 3/4 of the people watching this will have never seen that compound.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've seen coal mine, sure, but northwest of it, never. Well, Spyro, doesn't matter, he's found a way to peek the ridges up over the top. Flito will eventually go down. It's not the Wu who claims him. They tried so hard, but it wasn't them in the end. But Na'Vi putting pressure on as they make their way into the hilltop too. Like, who's that? Sosed makes his way up one of those crevices, gives him decent cover from those on the hill alongside them, but it's August up on the coastline that might be a problem for it, unless, of course, the Wu decide to drop on top of them. They're scouting out for a potential position to make their move. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what's a good position to go for. Looks like the coastline,
Just late,
even
right?
further
Just go
northwest for now. Like, sure.
Yeah, there's that mystery compound we've never seen before. Augusto will take some shots though, but let's tune in with Solo. They're pushing their way in. It's going to be them versus FaZe quite quickly. It'll be soon Twisted Minds coming in from behind as well. Scooby's down for them. That Leios does pick up Perfectix. Goes down there, goes up fight on the outside. Actually, Augusto looking towards the Wu boys. Actually get tapped in the back by the fellas. So is down. FaZe still being a key part of this sort of mountain area. The of his tactical game. Love it. Gives you an extra 10 HP surely. It's just too much action. Kind of unnormal, I'd say, style of gameplay. But now there's a P90 there as well.
Yeah, there usually will be when you've got 17 crates that happen all at once. But no, definitely an unnatural amount of action. Let's say not so much for scrims. If anything, this is like a pretty safe scrims game. We're about to hit phase 4 with 45 alive. I think we had less than that on Miramar, so it can't be all that bad. But man, in terms of the positions to play, it's definitely a struggle. Those coming in late, Sorta boys, they're gonna have to push up this hill where Solo is lurking, and just millimeters away is both Twisted Minds and FaZe. Twisted Minds in a battle of their own on multiple fronts as Win or Die, making a push into the backline. Lou out in the blue zone, gets a cheeky knock onto Leosh, leaves Extans last man standing. Win or Die yet to find a point in today's scrim set. And it looks like they've got tough competition if they want to try and get anything on the board.
Might be time you can engage now though, because the boys started moving in. Actually unaware, they took some shots. They were taking some shots, I suppose, at that Solo area. Now they arrive, they find themselves, it's not just Solo here. The action now is coming from multiple teams, and in a team like FaZe, I know Extends does just pick up this stuff. Drain just allows people low numbers actually slightly an advantage. They're able to play in and out of these dips a lot quicker than a 4-man can. Extends though, shows us Solo he can do some damage. There's one, there's two as he tucks himself back in though.
Okay.
11 HP, insane, backed into the corner. Extends is still hitting.
The push is coming through as well, but he dips down long enough to get a heal off, but it doesn't help. Example still comes out ahead. Maybe had some time bought as he had to turn his back towards his teammates for a second to deal with FaZe Clan making a push. Zolo goes down just over to the left, and immediately the Sona boys, who just wiped them out, turn their attention over to the pushing FaZe. What is that?
What?
Through the grass, over the ridge. Jeems, he lost 40 hit points on that push. Doesn't matter, still wins the 1v2.
Insane. That grows a hit, and we know it hits hard, but that whip across at the secondary player was just clean. Just Demar taking shots from the Sauna boys here. Michael has put a med on, so he's now going to get a nade, but the rest of the boys have moved forward. Now it's Big Bonnet and him on left. And, trying to get that confirmed. Fortunately, the train doesn't favour him in this one. I need to get rolling forwards. He's playing the dip. Big Bonnet is a little bit higher up. Yeah, it looks like Augusto will get the res. Zone's going to shift surely away. And arguably where I thought was going to be a bit mental in that coal mine area. Not many teams opted to go there. Everyone went for the high ground.
Fair enough. A lot of them wrapped their way into the zones, got caught on the edge. Emergency parachutes. High ground is typically where you want to end up, but no shame at all for the Wu in going over towards the coastline instead. Just have to reiterate, winning a 1v2 against Twisted Minds double peeking you isn't normal. and the fact that James just did it while half HP is insane, and now he's pushing back over to the ones that tagged him down in the first place. Auglis lose the fight as they get squad wiped by Big Barn at 94 up on the northeastern side. He got all 4 of the kills himself. So it's himself and Michael looking to find an avenue into the zone. But James, once again, it's question mark from miles away, getting those picks.
You like that long distance, that mid to long distance game, don't they? Yeah, they're not afraid. Just
the Dragonov as well, that is impressive.
Again, it's like it's over the 110, right? Yeah, just actually, no, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, even just hitting the shots from that range, regardless of headshots, is tough.
Eager just to close out. They control their zone so well, question mark, I feel. They're ready to go. I feel like PG and RV are going to have to eventually, as PG are now pushing their way up foot, not too far away. Sosti's making a push forward. Flash is now coming out. Nades coming over the top. One more use of the deployable shields. RV's trying to ensure no one on that sort of north side can pick him. I'm going to have a look to see if he gets himself. If shots come back and a quick duck back in. Connecting just yet. Both these teams kind of dancing around the edge.
This is where the unfamiliar terrain in this area comes in. That wall is just solid. There's no way that Sosed can get peeked from anywhere other than the very left side. There's just no other way for the player on the low ground to get up, but he doesn't necessarily know that. He's trying to get an angle, just gets smacked in the face from the side. Maybe overcommitting to peeking over the ridge. It wasn't quite necessary, but at the very least he's got back up. He should be able to grab the revive. Question marks pushing in. Back to Bolt. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Mini still lands the shots. He gets away with overpeaking the ridge a little bit. 6 HP. Has to dip back down to grab that heal. Question mark on the move again. And that Dragonov back in action.
Yeah, Dragonov is hitting. I like the sound of it. Map. And Navi just going to try and hunker down and lay low. Comes to their final player now. Diffix backed up on this side. As long as he can keep quiet, he might be able to put a question mark if they make a mistake and come over. M4's taking a fight here with foot. They've fully wrapped their way around. As I said, he's low, kind of camouflage, and maybe question marks will run by as they look at M-Force. They obviously look on towards GG. Shooting back into this one. I'd be surprised if question mark overcommit this ridge and make the next play. There's so much open terrain to take ahead.
I think he might want to drop that 3x. But doesn't want to give the sound cue away at all. But again, it's question mark. Have always been a team that likes to play controlled, likes to play the statistical advantage, the numbers game. But even with the 3x on, Diffx close range gets the first. Question mark just spread themselves out a little bit. They wanted to peek up over. They knew there was a fight here, but just lost track of it, and it's cost them a player.
That's surprised, yeah. Let me catch up one. Easy. On the other side, he now collapses. Best over. So will go down. Side if we can get there, if we can. Footy Sports, so down to the T-bone. M-Force did get the res, so down another one. There goes another one. Down 25 left. He's only got 28 now in the chamber, hunting down the final players. He needs to get a commitment. As M-Force do get one of the reses back up. I don't think we're going to have to get the final one. Which is ideal. GG's, he does get him, and he's got 15 remaining and 1 HP. And T-Bone still living the dream. Oh, question mark going to steal his hard work.
The nade. Oh, close. That nade didn't quite go as far. It would have been a big problem. Thankfully, he does have the SLR to fall back on. Ammo synergy working against him in the AR department, but he's still got something to work with. He's going to need to land those shots because M-Force have got back up to a 3-man. Again, playing a game of keeping themselves safe and out of harm's way for the most part until the late stages of the game. They still have the numbers to work with. Plenty of utility as well. T-Bone kind of running on fumes.
Fumes, you're being nice. He's might get a little bit, a few more now. He's got the smokes. Pretty sure they shared out some 5s. It did, so he's got enough back in the pocket to put down another couple of squads. We know T-Bone 3 kills. Able to look for an opportunity now to wrap M-Force, eager to try and stop him, but for them it's going to be a question mark. He has to go back to kind of his firing position, and like M-Force though, bit of a long nade.
Ready to see a coach calculated grenade from Ermac?
That was sent to the
close.
next game.
He healed. He would have killed him if he didn't get that heal off in time. Good bounce.
Mad difference of terrain though. Look at question mark. They have such a high ground advantage. They would sort of punish. They're looking their way down. I mean, we look where we find a doozy, and always Doozy's looking for a new angles. He plays sneaky, underarm nades over. I don't think it's going to go as far as he wanted to. Doesn't. He's having a look now, but he unleashes that one with a more accurate sight. He's going to get Molly pretty much on top. And we'll pick up one. Now, when that knock happens, we must see him continue forward. Spyro also causing the damage, but look at that. Refusing to lay an inch down for question mark.
It's fallen apart, actually, pretty quick for question mark, though, because T-Bone on the back line did manage to get a spray onto Ermac holding that ridge up top. That little bit of an extra org ammo that he picked up with the 3x. Huge bits. Aduzi got caught out by his own accord, and while Dogza does get taken out by Spyro's Peak, it's Misa of the Sauna Boys just disengaging long enough from the push from the Woo to turn their attention this way. And question mark get cleaned up. M-Force survive. They have the West. But for how long? Because the Sauna Boys are on the push again.
Everyone's on his bottom side. Melman, which is the Lone Ranger. Yeah, 3v3 for 2v1. Everyone on the south side, everyone favouring the higher ground. Oh, Quizzica says no more, though, for GG. He'll put him down. We now go for our top three. Do fear. The guys are slightly split as they are working their way back here, the boys. And the Woo. Put one down, one ducked, showing a new pickup for the Woo. He's putting his shift in. This next nade there from Quizzy, straight on top. He goes a little bit too far away. Always need to get very, very quickly. They've gone from a strong 3 down to a solo. The split was just too much here, and M-Force identify they're fighting on 2 fronts, and they get pushing themselves. Seems good to go over the top, and that is going to be enough. We go down to it. Well, technically, it's a 3 versus 2, but one is DBNO.
Gonna have to get over there quickly, but I think they know. Especially, was that a bait smoke that he just dropped up over the side? I think so. Yeah, yeah.
You know.
A couple of nades flying over that direction. Surely the Woo won't fall for it. Those nades are nowhere close anyway. And maybe just checking behind the car. Confirmed. No targets found. But there's so many ridges. Look at it. Horrendous.
In rags as well. He gets one. Comes over, he gets exposed now. Seen Doggers as well, but he's himself back. The other push comes down the other side, goes down to the last, and they already know where this final player is. It's going to be a matter of time before they get the exposed ankle. He's outside. He's phase number 7. Arguably, he's looking pretty good now for the Woo. 3-on-1. Let's just see what he can do, though. M-Force have put themselves in the 2nd position already. So they'll be eager to maybe take this chicken dinner. No.
And they get it done. Regardless of all the lumps and bumps on that side of the map, the mobility that he had towards the end, the Woo still find him. And you can always trust Nixie to hit a headshot.
Yeah, 100%. We don't want a chicken dinner, though. The Woo will end our Vikendi with a nice 19-point game. Oh, so it's never PUBG without disconnect. I don't know why recently you're getting the disconnects, but that happens. I'm going to take a quick break. I need to update the leaderboards, though, because that has been missing. When we come back, though, we'll come back with Tago. Will be round number 4. After that, we're going to finish up though on the Orangles, my favorite. It's been quite an aggressive evening so far, so take a quick break. See you guys in a few.
Yeah.
Look, tell a man no trouble. I don't want beef, man. I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, nah. No need for the snoozing. Big whip outside, I'm cruising. Big stick inside, no losing. Better watch out for the snake and Judas is. Don't ask them who this is. I bet they know what I'm moving in. I bet I show it into a dim. How you hate and then lose again? How you hating my vibes? Why you wasting my time? Getting hype on my line. Tell a man I don't want feedback, I just want relax. Brand new whip, two-tone, I need that brand new hit. You know, like lean back, brand new bits I live in. We back, man, you never gon' like us. Get them on sight now, let them on like that way. They know I'm more righteous. Look at my life, I'm living on right.
You know what they say? It's Tago time. Woo! Starting off with a flight path southwest, heading over Hosan Prison. If you glance to your right, you'll see Hosan itself, a lovely city, great views of things like the fishing camp and the palace just over the river. A couple of decent restaurants, but maybe not the best time of year. It's quite full of tourists around now. But feel free to drop out wherever you like. Because we've got a flight path that's nice and easy, unless you're a Studio or Ohyang or Kangnung team, in which case, you know, we offer vehicular tours of the eastern side of the island, which may interest you.
You love it, mate. Oh, plane done and dusted.
Pick up a brochure on your way out.
Yeah, get a brochure. Remember to like and give us a review on TripAdvisor. All planes out. No crazy hot drops that I can see. We get a little bit, it looks like Nixie. Looks like they're fighting for a vehicle, but we'll stay with this one. Plane path though is not too bad. Arguably could go north or south. Knowing us, it will go straight in the middle of the river, and then we have to make the decision which way do we go, north or south. Teams make a mistake, they get caught on the bridge. Typical Tago. Oh, they go even though go late. Add a bit of shipyard in there as well because we need the extra water at the top. Do you know what? I like this area though because it goes to that sort of pinpoint just above where sauna is. It can be very dangerous, and you do see some really good bridge play.
Yeah, this is easily like the one position where there is a decent to solid possibility that all three of the sort of areas of landmass could potentially be where we go towards the late game. So it makes it that much more difficult for the teams to read. Obviously, the Northwest Island is less likely than it going towards the east, but there might be a couple of teams that fancy their odds. Maybe they can secure a boat and keep it hidden out of the way to give them a chance to rotate, or maybe we're just going to start seeing a bunch of emergency parachutes from teams that want to play late on the edge if they don't get the shift. But it's definitely a unique factor to Tego, and I still think maybe not as much as the early days where we started seeing Tego and pretty much every zone was Northwest Island. It still definitely respects its river a little bit less than it does in terms of land ratio shifts on the other maps. So there is a good chance that water will remain a decent factor until phase 3 and potentially even beyond.
Let's move though. Back to Bolt, puts himself in a good position. I think he was looking at the compound to get a bit more loot before. But for a team that's dropped out late in the playing path, they've secured arguably must be one of the stronger positions. They'll be cautious. Everyone sort of feels in sort of south of Shipyard. They will get eyesight in towards and be based upon the cars. We see some teams maybe not commit as much to the bridge anymore. They go more towards that sort of northeast of that area. I think Beamy might need a bit more gear. So that's Bolt back in the car, back to the other side. He knows it's clear. It ain't too much. Keep an eye on it.
All that said, this zone probably ends between Iro and Michael. Just pretty close to the thin part of the river on the east.
Oh, you think it's going to pull down to that southeast corner? Yeah, maybe.
No, not that far side. It's still pretty central, but like slightly tipped towards the east. Like the small river will probably still be in like phase 6 or something. But yeah, no surprise. Foot wanted to make an early move because, again, coming from that northwestern island, they do have the least percentage chance of holding on to that position in the late game. But all the spots on the other parts of the landmass are already under fire. And Sauna Boys, what... For what purpose? That stuff felt unnecessary.
Oh,
but
he
never mind.
his own guy. I didn't think that was going to happen, but he did. Sacrificed me to take the greater good. Strong T. Would have been a strong T.
Oh god, the rebreach though. April.
Not happy. Look at those crouch straight in because they saw the knock. I suppose it's that 1-for-1 trade, right? Quick res for them. I don't think he even knows he's got a car rolling in behind him. Scav will get a complete freebie here if he's able to get this first shot on. But no, the fellas, Rustamar, put some shots onto him. And the Sauna Boys, they might need to go back to the sauna as they rethink this attack of approach.
Now the Woo's involved as well, and the Molotovs. And it's all kicking off. Explosives left, right, and center. Fire all around the place. Sweet Tea. I mean, Strong Tea. They're coming off the worst for wear, for sure. They're down to a solo for now. But the Sauna Boys are not coming off without a scratch or two either. Now surrounded by the Woo. Vascu may just get revived for a second time after getting knocked by a second explosive, but only one from an enemy. We'll get back up.
Full crash though from the Woo. Love this instant reaction to the sound. This compound's key though. Again, if he does play to where you're saying, like the Woo will put themselves in a good position. The cars arguably will be safe and they'll be able to play to late game. Scav though getting shots and it looks like Strong T's just hunkering it down. Yeah, the boys just pick up one. Maybe not get the flush straight away. It's a retract slightly. Good pressure though coming in from the Woo. Nice jump shot over though from Quizzy. Trying to take this as they can. Does catch him. Quizzy.
Oh, that flash.
Goes for one. Goes for two. They're flashed the next day. Sauna Boys out 17th place and the Woo will clear it. I wonder if they read the kill feed right because they still have a Lone Ranger backed into a corner. What you don't want is one man just rolling in thinking there's some free loot. He can't be falling on that one. He's someone who does. He always reads the kill feed right.
Man, that flash from Quizzy was nuts. It absolutely Ken-sheed both of them. Full blinded. But no, you're right. They're well aware. Utility expended. And the job done. The Woo do manage to creep their way in. And actually, although it was a little risky, they almost lost one in the engagement. They do keep 4 alive, sweeping aside 2 teams. But, I mean, no one else has died anywhere else on the map. So it's essentially like they just wiped out one team. Yeah. They held onto that position. And we have a pretty normal lobby. Originally, in that first fight, it was Rust and Mar putting in some shots from range, but they've fallen back, maybe expecting some wide wraps to come in from some teams earlier on. And look what Foot Esports have done. They have made their way up to the north, out of Yongchan, and instead of committing to crossing that bridge where Solo's now holding that position would have been dangerous, looks like they've gone up north. They've secured a boat for themselves, and they're splitting both sides of the river. So regardless, or maybe they don't have a boat, or
I think they might just transit across.
Yeah, might just be a swim across this. That's swimmable at the very least, especially if you can send a vehicle off the edge of it. So regardless, whichever way the zone goes, they've got a foothold on both sides, unless the Gaming Gladiators rock up and just full commit into a 4 versus 2.
The Gaming Gladiators are going for the boat. There's one on that north side from this position, so you do get it. You see it all the time. Some people sort of play up towards the boat quite far out and just hunker out for a little while, just let the game unfold a little bit. Now 60 players up, so you might reduce some of those numbers, but quite hard then to retract back in, especially if there are teams eventually in that sort of shipyard area. Footnote, no kills just on the ball. Game Gladiators underneath a little bit of pressure, but Navi are working down to this neck of the woods extension here. And you can't call it team versus team, old team versus new team. It always seems to unfold that way.
Transfer season, it's wild. It just throws off all our perceptions. We see a lot of engagements between old teammates, new enemies. It's fun to see, for sure. Down south, another potential 4-way engagement, as this time M4s, they don't have the option to play safe. They don't get... okay. He's...
Expelliarmus!
The spooky ghost. He's out of season.
He's off for a doozy. Don't mess with that, mate.
Bullets just go through him.
Impulse, mate.
That's just no good, no good.
Oh, how he got there? Whoa. Talk about spooky ghost. Navi have pushed past GG. I think Uber getting a knock. I definitely feel like the stance will be push forward. And they are pretty well split across here. Is it Melman at the top here? The team, he's got the 2 rapping in by him. Oh, he's got another team coming in by as well. He has been spotted. Navi now know who they're fighting. Diffic though gets the knock, but Sauce puts the confirm on. There goes Uber. And the rest of the GG may be held on to the 1-2-3 shoot for a bit too long there.
Nice. Fairest. We'll pick one off. The Gaming Gladiators once again down to a 2-man, but I mean we've seen already like multiple times that a 2-man GG squad is still very deadly, still very dangerous, and still needs the respect.
Yes. Team's now working our end. Wait and see. I was about to say you're looking at the you've done exactly what I was just about to do. Yeah, they've got tucked in by the castle. By the looks of it. Thanks for asking that in the chat. How taking shots on towards losing, and maybe you're right. We are going this way. There's a lot of landmass on the northeast corner, but we know Tego likes to hold on to the water for as long as possible. So I'd expect it to come back. And again, that's why we were looking at this compound. So they might try and give it up. And the fight in that trench, that waterfront, can be very deadly. And if you time it wrong, you get caught by teams on the adjacent sides.
Now, Foot did have a boat, or at least an aqua rail, hidden behind that diving board. They just sent their vehicles in and made that move across, and they know that compound ahead of them is completely free because their teammates have just vacated it. So they're more than happy to backfill that and expand their hold. Solo was the team holding on to that pinpoint in the south landmass, so they're one of the first over. Information gathered for the fellas. That's just going to bypass them and straight into Foot, who have just separated their hold on this area a little bit, but thankfully they're in the vehicle at the right time to get out of the way before a 4v2 crash can come through. But Solo, seeing the boat as well after seeing that vehicle move, maybe get the wrong impression, maybe think it's still a 4-man in that compound, so they're going to look to try and find somewhere else.
Got boats. EG on the other side of Navi. Now most people will work their way in the shipyard. No one up there, so it'll be a clear rotate in. A lot more teams in the south trying to push in now, and continue just to chip away. A lot of damage being done. Will Die goes for the E pickup. I think they'll be looking now over as to where to take. Lots of cover.
Hey, look at that.
And there's a raft of drops as well. Redline, you hold the hill slightly, and obviously fellas might be looking at those drops as well.
No,
you like these kind of power line areas. You just got to make sure no one rolls above you.
Yeah. Decent, but they are a little dangerous, especially now you hear the shots from Redline already coming in. Wonder if Win or Die came to this spot for the spot, or just for the fact that there was all those airdrops nearby, and they thought, maybe if we don't hear any shots, we might profit a little bit more from this, but that's definitely not going to be the case. But you can still have a little bit of maneuverability for the time being on that ridge line, as there is still a whole lot of free space towards the northeastern side of the zone. Red line, I'm more than happy just to sit on the hilltop for now, knowing that there's no pressure coming from that side yet, and just take free shots towards Win or Die.
Quite dangerous push though from here, isn't it? Because they could get hit, especially from teams a little bit adjacent. You've got the fellas that go past this tree line will get exposed, and the tree line really does hard stop. It's no wonder why they're having a look. I think they'd be tempted as well. I think they were drawn in by the drops, and it looks like in between all the three teams, they just sort of sit firm. Actually, maybe a little bit closer towards that Win or Die team if they wanted to maybe go for it. But again, this is PUBG baiting a team into certain death, surely. Out the trees into open terrain here. Come get your P90 if you can run back fast enough.
Yeah, surely 2 brain cells is enough to sort of think critically about that and opt out of it, but my ranked teammates would go for it every time, 100%. Smoke grenades not included.
Well.
Diffix may want to consider a heal at some point, as we are about to hit phase 3. Should be enough health, should be. Yep, he's timed it pretty much to perfection. But Na'Vi making it the widest of wraps in the vehicles. They're going to have to keep going, because Question Mark are holding this angle. They've already got 1 knockdown onto Ruin. Smoke might be enough to grab the revive for now, but just look at them creeping and encroaching. The zone has shifted back towards that little trickle, that thin stream, as someone predicted earlier on. So the fellas in prime real estate. The Woo, a 3-1 split on either side of the river as well. Good to see. Confident.
Well, the Woo had that split, didn't they? They had that because they were expecting it to pull back down this way as well.
Yeah, they held that compound.
Interesting, put one onto the other side. So he has to work his way back up now towards the edge of zone, as he will be split now from Diffix. So Na'Vi will play this one out as 2 solos. Woo now going to try and defend their compound. Looks like there is a retraction call to collapse back over here. Twisted Mind's pretty close to them. Looking to take the same rotation path in. They don't need to. Just need to ensure they can't be bullied from any other sides. And Solo looks like they already started punishing them. So forcing Twisted Minds to disengage slowly as they will reposition, and more teams will get closer and closer towards that waterfront. Won't be long before we see teams underneath that bridge. Wonder if a lot of teams time that wrong and they actually end up in the water.
Whoa!
Under the ground. But this is,
Molotov
I don't need that anymore.
Beautiful. Well, this is definitely one of the problems of this kind of area. Just the fact that the valley runs through the middle and there's hilltops on either side. If you make a move early like Perfectix did, you better hope there's a rock there to hide behind, because if there's multiple teams on the hill that you came from across the river, you will be getting peppered. Hopefully he did have a rock, and so we can get there and hold it down. But until the Woo fully commit to making a move over to the east, he's going to be stuck there for a while. FaZe Clan trying to play their hand on both sides of the river. A little bit more cover under the bridge, putting shots into the teams that lack a little bit extra. Fairist, oh, he's getting nowhere.
They're playing this as solo, so they come over there and was like, oh, no, that's already been taken. So first, unfortunately, it does go down.
Yeah, well, they were one of the few teams that were the furthest northwest, right? Foot Esports was the first across, and speak of the devil, they have been completely slapped as they tried to make a foot push on the hill of Redline, but they got across the river directly. GG was the other team up there. They went north and got boats, so Na'Vi's only option was vehicles, go far south, try and wrap all the way around. And by the time they got, you know, all the way to the south, it was like, if we push as far as airport, then maybe we could get in on the eastern side of the zone, but maybe they don't have the meds, maybe they ran out of gas, their options were limited. Unfortunately, all roads lead to Question Mark.
Seems like that's the case, as the road of the zone does go down towards Question Mark as well. Solo pushing out. They might stop this engagement now because of the zone shift. This will be looking at, do you know what, we need to move our way in. Not much really left, kind of like phases split at the moment. They're going to feel under a bit more pressure now. More teams will send their way in towards the valley. Back towards that sort of north side, though. Redline did clear Foot Esports. Looks like M-Force looking to engage. GG down 1 as well. We are going to put down, Rubens is down. to work his way around. Lukerox
Oh, what?
saying Hakatori just destroyed question mark with a mortar. If there's more coming in. That was dialed welling. Best is not close enough. Expect the rest of these to land straight on top, and there we go. Ivy might be down to numbers, mate, but when you've got the mortar in the back pocket, question mark, go down to a 1. So many more teams I've noticed have been putting more util in the back of vehicles.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hakatori's had that in the back of his car for a little while now.
Smacked them up. Wow. Question mark. It's an area that has no cover from above. That's the one place that they probably weren't expecting to get shot, was from the sky. Well, that's one way to clear an entrance for themselves. They can now move in, backfill that position. Redline trying to make a full send through the middle. Lukerux will pay for it with his life, but 2 remaining will find a rock to pull up alongside. And it's something. Zone's a little bit further south than I probably would have expected it to be, but still plenty to work with. Uh-oh, there's more mortars flying in this direction. Na'Vi has first-hand experience of knowing how dangerous it is to be in this spot while they're flying in like this.
I think maybe that was better.
2 more. Oh, yep. Yes, it is.
I think that's going too far, but then on pinpoint accurate, James reminds Na'Vi that he can also play with the mortar, and I guarantee Best is just giggling away in this shack at the moment. Lucky enough that he's under some cover. Put it that way. GG's.
Wow. That is karma. That is karma. Jeez.
Well,
what's this? Fair enough. Free spot. That's that's where Na'Vi opened the gate and put themselves directly in harm's way by doing so. Huge. They got the first one in to calculate the distance, and then James with the second shot nailed it.
Good hit. Very good hit. And yeah, the second I thought was actually going over the top, but yeah, pinpoint accurate now. On the dock though. It's crazy Lou down to a 1 shot. Phase number 4. He's got to either fight or get a med on. Both at the same time. Does unfortunately go for that fight. Well, goes for that repeat. Nice repeat for him. Quite a bit of cover. And this is a danger with this area because you've got teams on both sides. You can only cover so much. So like the bush is shooting me. Don't let him flush him. Does go down. Did try to go for the flush. Got to be quick if they want to get Michael. I think that's his first knock, actually, to be fair.
I just love how 3 players just started spraying into the bushes and they couldn't hit him. They just can't see him through there. Michael almost managed to get the gun up himself, but goes down. Has a smoke grenade bounced off his noggin, and the revive will come through, and now they can turn their attention to holding out as Twisted Minds on the northwestern side of the zone. Rest of Howl coming in. They're going to scout forwards and say, hey, this radio tower in front, no one's peeked us from there. I think it might just be free. Ignore the 7 smoking vehicles over there. No surprise, they don't really want a piece of that.
Yeah, I reckon. I wouldn't be surprised if they've still got more lined up. They're guaranteed they've not changed the number on the dial. I'll push back slightly. Just keep an eye on that one at the moment. There's a lot more action going on the adjacent sides here. As our North Die team shooting outwards. Fairy Tale actually going down. The rice field supplied some cover, only for so long. Work their way in. GG still alive. Alia is wrapping in behind it. It's phase 5, so hopefully he's got the meds. And more importantly, hopefully he doesn't get spotted just yet. But not checking back. He's been spotted, surely. The guy right in the field. Oh, he's got away with it. He has actually got away with it. I wonder if he's got the meds, though.
He's behind a ridge? Yeah. Yes, he's behind a ridge. Iroh is definitely aware that this is the only path that Alia could take to get into the zone. Win or die, maybe less aware, but he's still got a way to go. And the ridge runs out pretty soon. Surely.
That ridge runs out.
Someone will pick it.
Or he's going to actually opt to get a med on. That's not a bad call. Take a bit of blue damage again. Maybe fellas will take some shots and draw the attention away from Win or Die. At the moment, nothing's happening just yet. He's able just to crawl ahead. Let's get Wizzy down on the adjacent side, so they're not going to fight this way. And looks like FaZe looking for a quick steal on the board. Michael's only got the molly. Let's pick it up. Michael now pushes 1, but 2 on the board. So another 2 kills. Fellas sit themselves now on 6 kills. Good game. Very far from them. The bridge is in. How moving forward. Eager. I feel like FaZe are tempting How to take that little power line and maybe unlaunch some hell again.
No, sometimes, Mark, your mic just cuts out on Discord, and I just don't know if you're still talking.
Oh, Discord's really playing up at the moment.
Yeah, it do be like that. So hopefully I didn't interrupt you.
No, you didn't.
But Ali is still alive. So that's cool. He probably won't be soon, because now both he and the team ahead of him, and it's Fairy Tale, will have to cross the road, and that's tough. That's very difficult.
Well, really tough now. FaZe run out of ridge line. How taking their time. James is running back for a bit of cover. Cautious, going to see that resin pretty quickly. I wouldn't be surprised for how to maybe make a push on this if they can. Looks like they can't just at the moment. Fex, though, as always, a strong anchor player behind. So the fight on the other side is now starting to kick off. Fellas, kill confirm on win or die. RL do the damage as well. And Fairy Tale definitely aware that GG's right on top of their doorstep.
It almost took him down. There was 2 knocks from Extans onto Fairy Tale swiftly, and then Alia sat him down, so kind of helping each other out, but that temporary alliance has fallen apart swiftly. Kexa will deal the damage, but he gives up his life for it, as the rest of Fairy Tale have turned their attention down south, where Auglet have given them a free double nade. They're playing close together on the ridgeline, trying to push up over the top. Global Army has it covered.
Yeah, good shots. I actually think Question Mark dealt the damage as well, if I'm honest with you, from that little shack. RL, Redline do put themselves in that danger spot, but FaZe have given up the mortar, so they might be repositioning to get the dialing. Sazono is continuing in towards open terrain. Very quite dangerous for a lot of teams. If you haven't got the vehicles, which arguably a lot of these teams don't have now, they've been sort of hammered enough that they have to work their way. It's going to be down to angles and, more importantly, smoke. Hard to say, but we get more and more of these endings where utility seems to be key.
Know what we need in this ending?
Water.
Deployable cover flares.
Yes.
Someone toss one of them down, get some triangles. That'll be good. This ridge is really the only option for both Howl and FaZe Clan, so no surprise to see that the brawl between them is fierce. James, actually a smart way to set up that folded shield on the left-hand side if the push did come from the high ground. Would give him some cover, or at the very least it makes it more difficult for grenades to land, but Howl simply throws more of them until he eventually dies, but it buys enough time that Redline can get in, take down another, leave Ketpa as the last man standing. Gustav almost goes down himself, but they've still got more grenades. Actually smart from Gustav to push forward. He made his play to try and grab that revive. Maybe didn't know the grenade was coming. It works out regardless. Kovalev is holding the angle. Good stuff. FaZe Clan hold on to that ridge line, but the fellas are on the move. They're pushing in.
Yeah, they've got to get their way in now. Taking towards this sort of side. Molly over the top. Got no lids, so blades are coming back here. FaZe know they've got a bit of heat on their tail. They've got heat on the tail. They're shot on the tail first. James will go down. Most of them are working their way around. Michael, another knock down himself. And FaZe, watching go down to 1. You call them triangles. I go pizza slices or like tea bags or Doritos, but I quite like Doritos. Yeah, they're down. No deployable tea bags, unfortunately, for this game. And our red line.
Oh, that's an issue.
I think they know there might be someone lurking. Double blue. He gets out pretty quick. He's actually out. Well, I like that the blue's not clear either, so we're able to sort of see that what they're doing.
They have 3?
Oh!
That's just not fair. Surely not. And he get what?
No way. Happy said no, and the blues are laid right on top of him as well. I think that's his one he's given up. So he sends his way out, unfortunately, in 6th place with a nice blue bubble in the middle of the that sort of section. Hotel, take the drops and a nice little P90.
Throwing 2 blue zone grenades is strong, but throwing 3 just feels unfair. But then, hey, Besto 1 HP gets in a bush and just deletes a guy. I mean, fair enough. Huge stuff from him, but did enough to buy as much time for his team as possible, given their unfortunate fate earlier on at the hands of the first of many mortars down south. That battlefield has been left behind as we have shifted up towards the northern side, where fellas have now swept everyone out from the north and the west, taken full control of the only real bit of high ground that remains, and they get to look down at the field ahead of them. Just all the smokes, very little else for cover for teams to play around. And it's just going to be a field day for the fellas.
This is difficult. Any team really trying to work their way in now. Run out of smokes. This feels like OG PUBG. Like, it's all about how much util you've got in your back pocket. Fellas, high ground, AWM. That will end RL. Top 3 teams now, Rain. Fellas with a nice 4. August with 3. Fairy Tales with a dangerous 1. P90 day. Don't count them out just yet. If you get spotted, it can be quite dangerous. August are the ones that need to really get the move. And I think they're trying to isolate that hill. If they do pick that, that will expose fellas a little bit, but might make the line a little bit more dangerous. And also, if he comes running over Rustamar, that P90 is going to be lining up very, very quickly. Oh, no. That's not what he wants to see.
Actually, up until about 2 seconds ago, Fleto's position was probably more of a threat to the fellas, given that they've committed so many of their number down to the south. He might have had a position to backstab them, and Rustanmar from up above can't peek over that far to provide support. But now that reposition up towards the northern side for Auglas kind of makes it a little bit more of an even spread. He has spotted him. A grenade in tow. Oh, he put up a deployable shield. It's not subtle. And thankfully he did put it up, because it blocks that grenade from exploding directly on top of him. Doesn't seem to have another one.
Oh,
Iro! Ooh, with an AWM shot sits him down.
Oh,
well, the P90's been positioned.
Aggro,
it's been revealed.
Aggro push towards him just got deleted with the P90. It's a 4 versus 1. Global Army is backed up. Might be able to pick Rustamar, no, but the util is raining in. Going to play peekaboo around the outside. It's going to pick up Big Barnet. No, Big Barnet's going to pick up him. Winner, chicken dinner. And it's the fellas, though, with their first chicken dinner on the board. 17 kills, 27-point game.
Makes sense. They were the only team to drop on that eastern side of the landmass on Tego at the very beginning. It was, let's say, 400 meters further south than where we initially said. It would be somewhere between the fella split that they had in phase 1. It ended up being slightly to the south of it, but regardless, they know that area. They held it down very well. And it was really the push down towards teams like FaZe as well. So not only were they satisfied with having the position, but sweeping everyone from the north. Iro as well, like keeping track of all of the everything that was going on around them, knowing that Alia had to try and find a way in somewhere, making sure there was no solos that could backstab them. Great stuff. Good signs from the fellas.
You like it? Arguably say August aggro push there at the end towards Fairy Tale with a bit of a throwaway. It was just a full send. I felt like I at least have 2 at the back there, and you might have stood a chance. At least keep one angle either side. Global Army had too much of a job to do, focusing both sides of that smoke to try and stop a push from the fellas. Good play from them, but you're right. Fellas landed. That's their drop zone. They held it well, and arguably they're being quite aggressive. They're bouncing either side of that zone and picking up as many kills. I definitely feel like the star of the show was those mortars. Was it Hakatori put on the first one, though, in towards question mark, and then FaZe James just replied back with 2 himself and just annihilated. For those that are watching stream, you know now where you need to put the mortars, just figure out, and pinpoint accuracy, you're going to be able to pick up a few. For now, let's take a quick break. That is our last Tego for today, or one and only, should I say. So we will now come back, though. Final 2 games will be on a wrangle. I like it. It's been aggressive. I kind of feel like then the game 5 and game 6 are going to be even hyper aggressive. For now, quick break. See you guys in a few. we go. It's game number 5. Flight path though is a north-northeast down towards the south-southwest. Some of the teams will be taking some of the alt drop spots now as it splits over that neck of the woods. It might be an argument to take some of those cars, and for those that will be asking that Navi drop, most people were taken by GGs. We can always see Navi taken out for that Stauber. So again, full commitment across all maps. Navi giving up their normal drop spots now coming into that 2024 season.
We've already had one disgustingly northwestern zone so far today. That was on Vikendi. If you missed it, definitely go back and rewatch, because that was one of the weirdest zones I think I've ever seen. We learned a lot about that area of the map. And I think there is still potential that there are some spots that we could learn more about. Again, if we got like full northwest as we had on Vikendi, on this map, that sort of northwestern side of Zaki is still pretty unexplored in comp. So, you know, it could happen. It's been 6 or 7 years of people waiting for it. Hasn't happened yet. But one day, eventually.
One day.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, it could potentially happen with this flight path.
I've had one outside of Zaki, obviously. But...
I've had like the South Zaki Fields
same.
kind of thing, just like between there and North George. Unfortunate. Guess it's not today.
Not today. Everest is in. We know it likes to pull back towards that north, potentially towards that mountain. We've got a few teams though fighting themselves out for cars. Looks like How do grab it. Do see working their way back, but this is a normal drop zone. How and our Fairy Tale and question mark all down this sort of south to southwest corner. Might go out towards that snowmobile. I still think it's going to retract west. Have to wait and see. There are capabilities of a few different styles of ending here. I don't think we'll get that crazy Bachinki field ending that we had last week, but hey, it has been an interesting zone so far in 2024.
This one has higher potential for M4s to be back on there. Okay. Let's just get a good position in zone BS, but this time it will be one that comes under pressure, because so far from what we've seen from a lot of these teams, namely GG, the Woo, Sauna Boys in particular, they're the big three that if they want a compound, they will fight you for it in phase 1, doesn't matter. And M-Force, they have a lot to choose from in and around the Gatka and the Gatka fields, the Chopsticks areas. And I wouldn't be all too surprised to see one of those 3 aforementioned teams, or potentially someone else, try and take one of those away from them, given the zone that we have.
Yep, there's opportunity. Actually, Nasby, they are moving away from the Chopstick area, taking tower that looks over onto the field. It's one of my favourite positions. I do like dropping on that McDonald's compound. Some people call it the M and a few other names I can't repeat, but I do like this position. This position here will provide a lot of information. Looks like a little scout now as they are moving back down out of the area in toward the hands of How. As a quick scout, it's never a full scout, and a full scout, I'm sure, because there is a How lurking. So cautious here. Enforce might get caught out, and How will have the information first, should we say?
Will, but if the reactions are quick, Kepper is vestless. So AK or not, it might only take a couple of bullets to sit him down. Now Veronica has made his entrance as well. Does Kepper have a vehicle on the western side of this, or was that one of those world spawn ones? Not too sure, but Veronica in harm's way, pulls up right in front of him, but he doesn't land the shots. No. He hit a couple, 50 damage, but not enough. Here comes the rebreach on the far western side. 2v2 in the compound. M-Force, it might not have been the way I anticipated it, but they're in an early engagement, and the others are on their way in. And I saw a Panzerfaust above their heads.
They are rolling in pretty quickly. Now, they do pick up one house. A quick defense. Blue Zone node does come out, and good disengagement. He had to go get a vest, so playing back. Now, fully collapsed from this compound. They want this position, and there goes another one. Surely it's going to be a 180 now from the M4s, and it is. Full turn, go back. I was surprised and they went as far in. I thought they were going to take the south for Chopsticks, or maybe that 2-2 split we see on the west-hand side, but no, they went for a full commit, and unfortunately there was a lurking How member ready to pounce. Didn't quite get the shots, but the team easily collapsing pretty quick and dealing with any damage done. Solo moved their way back in. M-Force worked their way back on foot, now start working their way in towards zone.
Another one of those, what we saw from Game 2, Miramar on Howl, where they take that drop spot, but they spread themselves out pretty wide across it. but more than happy to condense it down should they come in harm's way. And to be fair, I think if Ketpa had made it obvious that there was somebody there, if he'd like shot in the air when he heard the vehicle approaching, something like that, then I would probably think that M-Force would have just backed away from that and just let them have that position. They just assumed it was free because they didn't hear anything, and that caused the engagement. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to read some beef about that in the Discord later on. But for now, I think it's fair game. It's a central compound, good priority on it, good position, and yeah, very good chance of being in the phase 2 shift. So makes sense that both teams would want to keep hold of it.
Well, it's just hard as well to like figure out who's there. It was a quick scout. It was a scout. Didn't really get the information. I love Discord because it's now doing it to me. Now you jinx me. Lucky enough though, I can hear you via the production PC. So obviously, how locking their way down. They don't have the same mistake as another team working their way in. Looks like Strong T though with a nice 2-2 split, question mark with a 2-2 as well. So teams taking a few chunk shots. I do like South Pachinki Hill as well. If it does end in that sort of snowmobile terrain, that snowmobile area, will play nicely in towards that sort of TM Twisted Minds rate position. The teams work their way in. Looks like we get a little bit of congestion at the bridge. I can't see too much fighting going on here. Both teams want to try and cross. Navi are the first to cross. Fellows will just follow suit and come in from behind. And that same rotate in, a friendly rotation. You see this a lot in scrims though, right?
Yeah. There are rules in place to try and keep the numbers as high as possible. Simulate the competitive environment a little bit more. And this is one of them. Give everyone a good chance of making a move in. If this was a real competition, that kind of thing would definitely not be what happens. But at the very least, if this was another real competition, they probably would have already moved. It's 7 minutes in. Teams making their rotates, you know, early happens more so on the competitive side, especially when you've got a spot like Everest that you can move into to do some scouting ahead of you. Foot getting a little bit of a position in the swamp and wrapping themselves around that western side for now, where they're not going to be under too much pressure unless Navi continues down this road. But likely not going to amount to too much. We're a couple of minutes away from phase 2. And then maybe we'll start seeing some scraps as everyone's drive-bying one another.
Yeah, well, so again, 17 teams are up, 66 players. Store an element of water in, store Everest here. Nice for a track that way. A couple of, again, teams are farming damage. They are taking some shots. We are seeing the Wu transition straight past. And actually, they are crashing into Strong T. They're on a 2-2 split, so they're going to be cautious. Either deal with this as quick as they can, or go for a full collapse and bring the other two over. I just arguably can't see the other two moving from their position. No, they've got again, they're sort of playing this 2-2 splitters, guesstimating where the zone might go. Strong T able to go at one side of the compound, now moving their way around to Quizzy. Let's see if Quizzy can tuck him in. Seems to does not quite back a little bit and does get the reshots though. August can heal the shots across the field. Anyone knows if you try and look for that scab. Quizzy instantly on the pressure again. He's looking for those shots on the adjacent side. Not quite getting it and actually opting to go in for a little bit of cover. They're going for a little bit of drive-by and Strong T down to their final player. Actually, I argue that the rest of them have collapsed in, so they've now come in on the other side.
Flashbang did its job. Ibby to peek around the side. And sit down the second there. There was a chance that Quizzy gets double peeked and one of them has a shotgun, but didn't quite happen in time. Strong T, another one of those teams that still might have a few things to try and work out synergy-wise. Still want to work out the exact sort of play styles, play patterns, and just getting used to how each other plays. Sometimes it's a little more aggressive than others. And that can leave you at numbers disadvantages. April and Arctics in the warehouse. They might be able to survive here for now, but you'd think eventually the Wu is going to commit into fully clearing this compound, especially if it remains in phase 2. But they're gearing up to leave if it doesn't.
Yeah, moving away from the cars. FaZe now working their way in as well. We saw Oculus taking some shots over the top. Too far away, and you're right, the zone is about to give away where it goes. Lots of zones have been kind of early or late. No one actually goes across now to the west, so we are going to leave this area. But the Wu are going to say goodbye. They want nothing to do with it. Strong T. and don't want to lose potential. Now I can pull it back in away slightly. Monodoc though, right in front. Oh, come out. Yes, come out. I think he's just having a little look at it. I think there's a bit of a mutual respect here between these two teams and allowing them just to sort of shift away. Surely not.
Either that or he's looking for a sneaky opportunity. One isn't quite presenting itself yet. That's not the position for the Wu to turn around. April almost catches one. And there's a headshot onto Molodoc. Unlucky that it's only a 2x.
Yeah, unlucky. Good shots. Yeah, unfortunately, this didn't quite get the initial connection, but took a mentally called it, I feel, and a lot of drive-bys. Looks like Red Line does get the first one. Western goes down. We are now seeing Fairy Tail getting involved as well. August who's a second. We might see Red Line turn back here, reading that kill feed. They know they're down some numbers themselves. Global Army does a 180. He's going to have to retract back into the arms of Youth. It's a very difficult area to hold. You're going to have the house rolling over this one as well.
Wow.
Mental. Look at the rotation. Everyone's getting a bit too close. Early rotations up on towards that kind of Lamere Hill. Elman. Oh, that buggy is gone. Elman, lucky enough, he's got a roll cage around him and reinforcements maybe to pick him up.
The pathing from Gaming Gladiators is the most brazen thing I've seen in a long time. They just went straight through the middle of the QM split, rotating alongside a team. I think it might have been FaZe. They didn't care. They just kept on going. And they've survived all the way up to this position. Nuts. But, hey, that's a confident team. They're really going to push the limits, see what they can get away with in the early phases. And I think now is the time to really limit test and see exactly how far is too far and how far might look like it's too far, but actually it just works out because the players are just that damn good.
Right timing, right place, right rotation path. So Scrims are for, I suppose. They get away with it. And it comes down to the old comps, maybe not. You know what? It worked in this one. Right through the heart and soul and find themselves in a good position. Phase 2, less than a minute to go. Fellas storing that sort of north side. A wide split from them. They are being a bit cheeky as they are taking a few pop shots now back towards kind of that win or die position. Harvey on the other hand though, again very, very split. Look at them on that west hand side. Arguably individually playing again. They're holding a lot of terrain, looking for as much damage and potentially a little bit of a knock from a rotating car. Vic's taking shots now. Michael does get a connection, but not enough to get a knock just yet. Can't see too much action. I'm going to wait for the next zone to go. And will it come back to Quarry? I think question mark, we're hoping so, yes.
Well, we're about to hit phase 3, and we, unless Levante gets flushed, still have 62 alive.
That's good. That second
go down to 60 as Melman gets taken down as well. Uber has to get out of there as another grenade flies forwards, getting the smoke wall up to try and give them a chance to get some revives, but damage is still flying through. The push out from Fairy Tail gets tons of damage, but it looks like they might be able to recover for now.
I'll get the reses on. Let's use a smoke. Howl under pressure now as the Wu do wrap in behind him. There's a quick kill confirmed. Code Marco is down for them. With Code Marco down, they look at the zone. They said, no, we'll leave this to M-Force. We are backing away. We've not seen them drive past us. M-Force need to get in. Oh my God, look at the cross of paths. This is insane. Twisted Minds going one way, FaZe crossing over the other side. They go past GG and up and over towards the M compound. Fairy Tail now under pressure themselves. Like Gustav down to a one-shot himself. Cappy to confirm on Youth. August now will lose another player. Global Army refusing to give up just yet, but it's not going to be for long. Cappy will end him. August will take 17th place. That's our first team down. I think this has been the longest game so far, keeping the numbers up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what was it? We said we got to phase 3 and there was, what, 38 alive in one earlier on? Oh, maybe phase 4, but yeah. I mean, Erangel always brings out the sensible gameplay. In the early phases, at least. Yeah, when we get... Let's give it about 4 more minutes in this one before we start getting silly. There was a mortar in the background. Not sure who's firing that at whom, but... Win or die, maybe? Someone was sending them. But regardless, there's still big battles going on the eastern side of the zone, and especially outside it. M-Force down to a solo as the Wu will finally pick up another. We did say at the start of the game, M-Force was going to get pushed by the Wu. It happened eventually, a bit later than I thought, but yeah, I mean, he's got a Panzerfaust, but surely that won't help him now.
Hopefully he gets the car push him, not the buggy. If it's the car, they might have additional, but he'll wrap his way around. Phase 3, 100 and... We're down, but 15:31 on the clock. Like our teams are repositioning. Solo Boy taking shots now as the fellas rotate around. Solos are in that swamp area as well. Will die. Eager to take a knock though. They're trying to try and get that confirm, and as he knows that that's where you give him a cover, he won't. Maybe that smoke will provide the cover. We actually see a little bit of a push now from that team. There we go. Thinks he does end it. And Force going down. Actually, he does get Monodocked as well. So that Panzer in full effect. Unfortunately, won't be unable to get the flush, but the flush will be captivated. So from our red line team, 3 kills for them. The team's now going to work their way in. The red line defending this tower. Again, I just love this position. You get so much information, and now this car's gone. That's an open terrain.
Yeah, they're doomed. Question mark in the meantime just wiped out Twisted Minds, a doozy. Orm headshots left and right. Spyro, a double nade. Felt a little personal. But yeah, Twisted Minds gone, and question mark once again can take some control. But the hilltop shifted away from, not ideal, but it could be worse. They could be Wu. There's nowhere for them to go.
Nope. Should be the end. That does seat no more. Then taking shots back over. Follow now, Strong T in. I'll go from a solo plate. At least the 2-2 splits. They do pick up Strong T on that rotation in now on that west hand side. It's a little different from if they can get to the end of this one. I think they'd park up and try and hold. And actually, no, scrap that. Scooby is already there, so they do turn. Not many places now. Strong T can go. Maybe they'll pray for a bit of rotation love like GG's get. I don't know, it's a full turn and back the other way.
Just go back to the shack. Yes. Just commit. Get in the hole. Get in the building. Lock the doors.
And we're up.
That's the best he's got.
It's the best he's got now. Should be in with a die. Need to kind of start making the push, but it looks like our Solar Boys refuse to let him come any closer than that ridgeline. Start engaging. They come over the top. Lasky is down. Will die. It's 4 strong. Be a quick kill, and everyone's going to go out by Zoom's Molly. Down to a 2. Will die despite getting pushed with aggressive nature from the Sauna Boys. You lose half their team. Now they're going to recommit as well. Look at this red line. Refuses to hold out. They know the danger could maybe come from this north side, and they leave the safety of the tower. Lucarux, I'm just going to put another boost on, ready for any teams working down his neck of the woods.
They've definitely not been subtle, win or die, to the north in taking down the half of Sauna Boys that they have been able to clean up, and now with the vehicles rotating over to this side, red line, they're more than prepared, but they know that they need to be, because they will have heard all of this. Dante pushing around on the low ground, it will at the very least cut off at least one angle. Maybe Lucarux might have to overcommit to a peak. And the shots from further down south still on the tower might just draw their attention, but Lucarux springs the trap. The rest of Win or Die hadn't pushed forward enough to capitalize and trade it back. And they've fallen apart so quickly. X-Stand's last up. Lucarux with a single hit point. Luckily didn't pull the pin on that grenade before he goes down. X-Stands won't get a chance. Cappy cleans him up, and Redline swiftly deal with Win or Die. But as all that happens, look at that push from Howl. They've read the situation perfectly, and they forced Redline back. That's huge.
I thought the nade bounced off, but it didn't. It went past. Oh no, they have been identified. Yeah, good read. Really good read from Howl, seeing the action. I'm trying to take this position back away to the other side of the zone now. Looks like Navi getting pushed here by the fellas. Doozy things. Long distance. And Diffix down to a 1. Big nade though comes in from Sots. Picks up Big Barnet. Doozy is looking to come forward. Hackatory does deal with damage with him though. Another nade goes into the middle. A bit too far away. Sots continue to make the push forward though. Rustamar be looking for the nade back towards him, but he's already moved. Just looking strong. Oh, unfortunately he goes down. Fellas down to a 2. This blue zone nade might be pretty much accurate on point. First one a little bit short. He's trying to get the flushes with them. We'll be looking to try and deal with the fellas, but they've already left. They've already got moving. And Strong T, refusing to play the Shack as his final death sentence, comes out and causes some big damage. Have a couple more kills.
If X ain't done. Another little spray takes Iroh down. Michael, last man standing, his full screen is blue. Hazarding guesses at where the reses are coming through. That's a good educated guess, given the smoke grenade. Gets the re-knock onto Soset. Now Foot Esports in. Looks like Navi's days are numbered. Maybe it's better for the fellas just to go back and grab the revive while they have a chance. And then try and make an exit.
1 and 2. That's control for Esports though. So well at controlling the outside edge of these zones. Has again shifted away from them. And FaZe and Fairy Tail, happy neighbours, should we say? Don't know if the fellas are fully aware how close Foot are. They would have read the kill feed well. See, he's already there. Michael having to come out. Goes up and down, takes the blue, gets some outstanding shot. The initial shot play going back as he whips across.
Ooh!
Oh, he goes down. He's the last one. He's going to get into zone, but no, it's going to be Solo as a distance throwaway shot picks it up. He's going to go down and out. And Foot Esports Vard can try and pick up what he can or close the opportunity for Michael to come in, but it's been done by Solo. Good hold from them. They need to work their way in. Solo, not bad 2-2 split here. But like it should quieten down. It is 17, 26 left alive. Gustav able to sneak his way slightly into that contest.
Yeah, Michael was dead either way. He only had bandages, didn't really have a chance to heal properly, but a random mini shot through smoke is just such an unceremonious way to go down after hitting those back-to-back headshots with the 3x org sprays. Good stuff, but Foot, I mean, they knew what was going on. They dropped a blue zone grenade directly on the car, so there was no way that they could have got there and made an exit, but conceding those 2 knocks has made their game pretty much over as well. They tried to push forward. FaZe is sat there on the low ground below Fairy Tail's compound, just lurking, just waiting. Forces 8C around and directly into the path of Solo. Headshot or 2. And he's going back to lobby, waiting for game 6, but no one's hit it yet. He might actually just about get into the compound, and this complicates things for Fairy Tail. They're already committed into a fight with FaZe on the other side, so 8C actually. Oh no! He catches him with a nade, and Fairy Tail concede another knock as well to FaZe on the other side.
They are going to be loving it now. FaZe going to take the opportunity to know who they're fighting as well. Clear one, no one down. Fairy Tail down to their final player. Fex leading the charge forward. Waiting for that little peek. Doesn't quite get the angle. The low ledge denies the opportunity. On the outside, renade comes through, causes the damage, full exposed. Picks up Fex now. Going to go try and that confirmed. Doesn't quite get it. The pressure comes straight back on. Shotgun. It's only 1 in 10 now. Surely he's got to push forward. He is going to push the shotgun away, and Gustav is just there waiting, watching. He went down. He's going to go down. Oh, he's been caught. Look at that full crash as well, coming in from behind.
This is the most EU ranked thing that could have possibly happened to 8C at this point. Just a vehicle full of 3 blokes just rocks up and just immediately full crashes your compound. The Howl now sharing with a 3-man FaZe. And the Gaming Gladiators are starting to creep their way forward as well. I'm not sure they know about James' position down to the south, but they're more than happy to push forward, try and get the grenades in through the window. Doesn't quite land. But it's Howl who's getting pressed from multiple sides.
Oh, grenade. Actually comes from FaZe on the other side. Such a good reaction speed though from Howl. Actually conquering areas, taking locations away from the teams. Down to 1 now. I'm surprised they went for 3 kills, to be honest with you. Jeez, get a quick turn downstairs. Nice shots come through the window. Do go down. Follow up with a nade. That should hit the wall. Get that from the nade. Does get it. Uber down. FaZe instantly on the push. No idea how to keep up with this one. Oh, again, goes wide. Earlier on the ridge. James obviously further out. I think he's seen the head of him now. Now comes big push. Does get flash. Able to connect to this one. Redline not too far away. Melman eager to continue fighting, but can't go pushing forward. Redline containing underneath the car. FaZe should be able to get those reses as well. How somehow able to get a res and store alive. Unfortunately for them, they receive another knock. And here comes more crashes. 5 teams soon to be surely a top 4 as everyone's collapsing on this one apart from Solo.
Yeah. Everyone in the compound, Solo just has full control of pretty much everything else. Massive nade. Wow. Had some distance as they push their way forward. Mailman still survives, but not for long. If he'd managed to get around that corner, 1 or 2 shots into the back of FaZe, could have been a nice little 2-piece for his collection, but not to be.
Yep, you did say the antics will kick in, and that's about now. So, yeah, everyone's sending their way in towards the compound. Red line, eager to look back and ensure they are the last ones making that pushing, because the compound now leaves the zone. Let's go cook that nade though, facing the outside if you pick one up. We've got 4 versus 3 versus 2 versus 2. It's phase number 7. Doesn't feel like it. Does feel like a bit of ranked play. But 2v2 in the compound. One side of FaZe might have the opportunity to wrap all the way around the south. And, or do you know what? Just go full send into the compound. Sod it. Why not?
Well, the options are pretty limited. Red line holding the position now. I mean, they've got basically the same color as Hal, so right now they might as well be on the same team, but they are still looking for an engagement between the two of them, as much as they want to try and clean up FaZe down towards the south. But again, Solo just full chilling up north. There's another knock in the compound. Just, well, there you go, fully finished. Big grenade from Jeems, actually. That one looked a little more difficult to land than the one from Cappy that just sort of tossed it in the window and it landed on Kep's feet. James is one from a little further away, but same problem now. Look at the split that Solo has. Any way to get out of this compound is going to be covered. So for FaZe Clan, I don't think there's a way out. You just full send it in and try and fight Redline.
Yeah, I suppose get the final points on the board, right? You know there's in here, but the guy the smoke will deny he's got. Oh, that's his last one done. Looking to try and if he can. He's expecting players to be down the bottom. Does get a nice flash though. Oh, nice.
That's
oh my!
massive. Oh my god!
1, 2. Oh, he executed that to perfection.
Wow. James cleared every angle with 2 flashbangs. Walks in and just bop bop. Game over for Redline. The double-barreled shotgun. Jeez. He's living up to his name. James really does be bringing the doom today.
Oh my days, the fitting name 100%. He knows he can try and catch one. So they're going to use the opportunity now to completely collapse down to 1 shot. And we see nades come in, surely from Scooby-Doo, where are you? And nade comes in the door. Doesn't quite go as it goes towards the bottom. James looking to do James things. Shotgun ready to in. Zone pushing them out. There's got enough smoke out there. Don't really want to go in that blue though, right? Solo, they fully committed to this. Oh. Solo, that was a chicken dinner. It wasn't as stylish as James's. 6 kills, 16-point game. They collapsed well. They collapsed not as fast, but arguably a lot of the action was in that compound as we had team after team just crashing, full crash. I really like to know how their reaction speed, not just in that compound for taking areas and crashing in, was pretty quick. And actually, after receiving a crash from M-Force, they collapsed really, really well, just going very fast. So, not a normal game, can I say? I think we can
I
say
don't know. I haven't seen McDonald's that chaotic since like 4 a.m. after a night out in Manchester. You know the one I'm talking about. There's probably one in every city, which is like the go-to when like everyone's been out of the club and 24-hour McDonald's. There's just 55 people in there just brawling over nuggets. Like that's pretty standard procedure for the McDonald's at this point. Solo outside just keep themselves out of the way. It's a pretty free win for them to pick up. There was maybe a chance that if Redline, after wiping out Win or Die, swept around the north and kept themselves out of harm's way, but I think the push from Howl kind of put a stop to that. So nicely done, patient play from Solo, and kept themselves away from the Game 6-ery was going on to their south. Maybe they'll get dragged into it in our final game.
That's right, Z. Yeah, it is our final game. It is coming up. Maybe as much crazy as 4 a.m. McDonald's in Manchester, we hope, but we know Game 6 will be a bit mad. So for now, let's have a quick break.
You know
back, though. Yeah, I do know this. We've always got rid of them. How like the team left in the club trying to get last stragglers where everyone else is getting the stragglers in McDonald's. For now, we'll take a quick break as we chuckle, and we'll be back, though. Final round's coming up. It's going to be another angle. See you guys in a few.
would. I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone, I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
Left the hood, I said I would.
I
I left the hood, I said I would.
ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad.
Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone, I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood, I said I would.
Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Ain't coming back.
If they could, they probably should.
Oh yeah.
I left the hood, I said I would.
I left the hood,
I said I would.
And I've had better nights of sleep. In the dark, you're my only friend, the only one to truly depend on. And I finally feel free.
Ding, ding, ding. Game 6 time, everyone. If you are a viewer who likes to come in and just tab out and watch YouTube videos until the end game, set your alarm on your phone for approximately 12 minutes from now. We'll probably be in Final Four because it's Game 6 time, and we've already seen a whole lot of early engagements, particularly on the other maps. So expect to see a couple more this time around, especially when we have a flight path that teases a potential military island zone. Should that happen, I might even cut it down to about 9 minutes.
Yeah, disclaimer alert. I always say, I will say recently, the zones have been kind of give or take the same. In the same sort of path. I wouldn't mind a mini. I wouldn't even mind the mill to power, actually. Having that sort of mini power coming off the hill down towards those compounds, always an interesting one to play. Again, it's open terrain, open compound. We actually had the flats last week. That was insane. Apartments holding out for quite a number of zones right to the end. Navi played it well, and there you go. Your wish is PUBG's commands.
Cool. Honestly, by the time this goes out on stream delay, the game's probably ended. So
hashtag might delay 10 minutes.
this will be probably a swift one, or it will be swift until about sort of phase 3, and then we have the same 6 teams alive for the next 20 minutes, and none of them are doing anything. Either way, we'll see what happens. Early push over the T bridge from Strong T to get onto the island, maybe claim some of the military base loot for themselves. Why not? It's open, it's available. That's the benefit of dropping down by Ferry Pier.
Yep. And obviously Exalt. Obviously still trying out players, but they move swiftly over there. We should see it as Exalt. They will play quite quickly down towards that sort of west-hand side. Fairy Tail, the only team that went over. No Vorpal Sword this evening, so no push for military itself. So Bright Side already positioned his way up. Expect FaZe to maybe make a wrap quickly, but it is game 6. I kind of look at that and go, maybe they're just going to position themselves up on that east bridge. August Oak making a wrap themselves. It's going to be, I think it's all going to be about timing. And what time do we see people commit? Because there are no people drop around here, so August will know that Strong T will be here. I don't think they know they've already moved over though.
Again, August, MEA squad, they've got a little bit of XDA, a little bit of ex-Sarvam esports. All of the above are teams that, if they get a central drop position, Rozhok, Picardo, Pachinki, anything like that, they will be on the move at 3 minutes or before, regardless of where the circle is, pretty much without question, especially when you get one like this where you probably expect the Ferry Pier team has made an early push over the bridge, and they will almost always be second to do so. 3.5 minutes, they've made their move out of Pachinki. They probably picked up like a UMP, maybe an M16 if they're lucky, and they've made their move. And they're not the only ones.
I've seen a car float before. Where's the bonnet of it? Looks like GG's going to take the boat. Twisted Minds will take the E-pick-up. FaZe do just shy of the bridge. Looks like Fex is having a little scout. Navi looking from behind. Last week we saw a clash here from multiple teams. FaZe opting not to stop this time, as they will now commit over. He says though, but Fex puts his car into an element of safety. And yeah, right side is ready to go.
And they're ready for him to be lurking there, but they weren't quite ready for Na'Vi to ruck up behind them at the same time. As the tags come in ahead of them, the Dragonov. The range on that must have been millimeters away from FaZe surviving. It was exactly 100 damage from the headshot. And FaZe's move across the bridge, not quite as early as it could have potentially been. Maybe that would have got them tangled up with Fairy Tail, but delaying has left them tangled up with Na'Vi, and shots coming in from the west as well. It's not looking good.
Bunny hop. Oh. Let's go. Clear it in one. Just off one side. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And GG on the adjacent side. Stuff might have to try and hold this one out. Maybe he catches one, but Fairy Tail, they're going to try and conquer this way. It's going to go 1, 2, 3. Hakatori ends it. Actually, say Brightside might still be here, but no, he's moved further back up to the high ground where we saw FaZe. It's outstanding shots from above. I actually put a short clip up about James peaking here, and people are saying he wasn't the first there. I think he was. Insane peak speed down onto question mark was just mental. But not going to be for this game. They're already gone out. 16 teams now remain. So Will Die need to move. Foot need to get it going. Fellas the same. I'll send a bit of a long boat rotate as our sauna might have a sauna in the back of that vehicle on the way in. Looks like ferry pier might be shared again.
Fair enough. Unless Enforce catch Spyro in the act. Take him down. Well, they're well aware of his position. Perhaps the other way around, not quite so much.
He's just cruising. Still in the vehicle.
He definitely knows the routes. I think if M-Force were 20, maybe 30 meters further forward into the city, he wouldn't have made it there in one piece, but the rest of question mark have now been lulled into a false sense of security, maybe. Shots now starting to come out. Not landing, though, and question mark have not entirely leapfrogged them, but they've got themselves in a position where it's M-Force who has to try and find a way to maneuver around this.
Yeah, M-Force are chasing behind. There's obviously phase number one. Most of the teams now working their way across, the Woo being one of them. Solo taking the ferry pier over house south side. What's in between? You're seeing shots though going up though towards our fairy tale. Doozy likes to take this long range. Oh, I was going to say that would be a massive Kobe if he lands that one. But back to the Dragonoff looking for a Doozy to stop, maybe get a headshot. But yeah, I don't think they pick up the two from behind. Shots come out the other way. And they have now got their first quick kill and confirm. Question mark down to 3. Try and dig themselves out this one. GG's on one side. Aduzi is going for that nade. That should get that one, surely. He's actually got a med on underarm this time. Ooh, there goes that shot. Comes in. Doggy does eventually pick him up. GG's.
Well, maybe if Dogza didn't get that, Aduzi almost naded himself there as he took a step back. It didn't get the momentum he wanted to get it over the wall. Quick little bounce, but Besto, last man standing. Almost enough to take down Veronica, but the trade will be there. The repeat from Dogza. 3 kills in the kill feed. And eventually, M-Force do completely wipe out question mark. Question mark have been in pretty solid form so far in this scrim set. So a tough team to take down. M-Force up to the challenge.
Yeah, down. What's the question mark? Down, well. Yeah. Different bits and pieces, and the long distance, we say medium to long distance, worked really well for them, especially some of those early games. We were getting picked slightly from Fairy Tale, so they're going to disengage, go back towards that bridge that's been so gracefully cleared by Na'Vi. And again, Na'Vi go to this kind of really, really wide split. You see it's a lot at the moment. Early games, Na'Vi seem to have a job to do, and that is spread apart and get as much information as possible. So Diffix might be having a little overlook here as Sauna boys. Running for a car. His car's already gone. He's already taken it, so he knows he's not going anywhere quickly. Scout takes a side swipe, takes another one as well. Fix has to come off the shots, and that looking off though is well outside of that range. So you see 30 compared to those cheeky hundreds. Are you getting
an 80? We'll take an 80. We'll take that.
Are you getting the Discord the same as me?
Occasionally, yes. Yeah. You know what? Discord always seems to hate XLR mics. I don't know why. It seems like something that should probably work fine on Discord, but it just hates them. I couldn't tell you why. But Diffix, he can still land those shots. 80 damage with a headshot well outside of one tap range, but it's still a big wake-up call for the Sauna boys that actually maybe full body peeking isn't going to work in this scenario. Foot, the very late arrival into the northern side of the zone. Win or Die still ahead and alongside them. It might just be within range of hearing the vehicles of Extans and think that heading towards the bridge, it might not be safe for Foot Esports to try and make across now. No doubt they will need to, as the zone has shifted a little bit further to the east. Maybe not as solidly on the island as he might have expected, but still pretty much impossible for this to go back north.
Yeah, but it does give the teams on north the opportunity not to across just now. Team like if Win or Die was there, sort of pitched up, waiting, and knew they were here, they could maybe wrap back around the blue and go back towards that north. Red line again don't need to move over them in that shark fin, so we need to play here. For I'm just going to reposition and follow the same rotate that we saw from Win or Die. They will now continue down, and you are going to know teams are not going to sort of hold out, should we say, on that western bridge. They are going to continue to rotate their way around. I think we'll see more teams maybe play towards that south than we'd expect, because there's a hold north of the water a little bit more than what we'd hope, so should we say.
That's a big part of why Win or Die just didn't bother to hold that bridge camp. They made the push over. They might camp the southern side, but in classic MEA fashion, Auglis have tried to make a push in towards the center again, but GG got there first, and a few grenades, and Auglis's night is done. No more scrims for them today, unless they've got another set, in which case they're maniacs, but I'd presume not. It could be an early night for the boys.
There's a level 3 vest, I believe, there, isn't there? Yeah. In sniffing distance of the Woo. Very interesting, that sort of split, but they've come down as kind of a 1-1. Woo moved their way in, so on the other side, Navi store with a little bit of a wider split. Hackatory anchors back, I think, covering the other teams now moving in. That's how I believe, so now give up. Clearly just dodges the tree last minute.com. The Woo will pick up Zubul up. Right side does tail and go, I'm not having anything of that. Now moves his way back towards the compound. Store as a split, so that's the guys will be able to give him cover. Needs to be cautious though, because more teams are sort of playing in on the east.
Welcome back, everyone who set their alarm for 12 minutes into the game. Don't worry, we'll be in the Phase 4 soon. Or the Final 4 soon. Navi trying to accelerate that the best they can, taking a fight up against Twisted Minds, where both teams have some hefty off angles, but so said 10 HP. What is this absolute monster push? He does not care at all. Twisted Minds are playing very close together. Still not quite at 100% HP as Batulins, but significantly more than 10.
The peekaboo over the top. He's now seen. Oh my! He's lining up a shot in the distance and gets deleted though. Good shot, so we'll go through. Example does go tit for tat for them. I think we'll see the rest of the players now collapse. Perfectus though is coming. Surprisingly, go for a cheeky run over. He's still running out the car. And over the top, Navi actually has one player on this side now, as they do also have Howell coming from behind. So Navi, aggressive push. I think they've taken off just a little bit too much.
Yeah, and Solo. And Win or Die was over here as well. That's who Batulins was trying to line up a shot on towards before he got absolutely clumped. But now Solo have pushed up onto the bunkers down on the eastern side of Millie Base, and Howl on the opposite one. Navi's off-angle positions are compromised. Diffix is the last man standing. Maybe I tell a lie. It wasn't Extans, it was Artix. Close enough.
So I'll leave in the north side, give or take. Or White's happy just on the out. So many teams in that sort of south sweep of a corner. All the boys don't lose one. Has one DBNO from Quizzy. We're looking to try and end that now. That nade does roll quite nicely. That should be the end of Scav, surely. If not one, should be the second. It isn't. No, the second one should finish him up as well. So Nixie will get the confirm on the board. Zone shifts back that way. Divix goes for full extending through the middle. Surely he's not going to get away for this one. Crazy Lou is on top of the ridge. He goes for the peak at the top, and Crazy Lou says, there's no crazy play like that onto me, but instantly sees more cars from Solo arriving at his destination.
It sure is Game 6. Any opportunity to capitalize on a fight that's just happened, any player that might not be at full HP, team's going to try and take it. More tags onto Batulins and Perfectix as well from distance, but they're relatively safe for now. No one's playing the hilltop up to their north. Still yet to see the push from Strong T to make an entrance into any further position. Howl, in classic Howl fashion, is taking the most direct route towards the zone possible. Regardless of who stands in their way, they know it's Twisted Minds, but they're just going to drive straight at them anyway. Why not?
Direct line, mate. Efficiency. Save the fuel. You know, PUBG fuel, those price is rising. Yeah, right on the top, though. Crazy lose a little bit on his own, but at least he can keep information gain in this race. Got to keep his eye very much on Solo. How are making the push. Perfectix, though, comes up and over. Baton is wrapping round low. You know, kind of this playing Solo now. Example's one way, Crazy lose the other. Baton wants to try and cause the damage in the middle. Code Marco. Now, just on the other side, waiting for some sound cues, I believe. As he smokes off this shot from Solo. Crazy Lou. Look at that, he's going crazy. He's trying to take on a 4-man by himself.
I think there's very little that he can do to actually help out the rest of his squad as Howell makes the push towards them. He knows he's isolated, but Tulins, he does have a little bit of cover, but it's not enough. Code Marco takes him down as the trade. He did get the first knock, but still nothing that Lou can do. Example, putting in some shots from a distance, it's not enough. Now Lou sees a vehicle full of ops flying towards him. He just bumped out right in front of him. No way.
Oh my.
Wait, Lou, relax. Lou, please.
I'm done, mate.
Lou!
Oh my. He's actually stolen away from him, but I'm going to give him that. I definitely feel like Grant jumped out and he was like, oh, I thought the plan was to jump out. And the guy's like, no, not there, mate. So there was one. The second one, then unfortunately, with the 4 animation goes down as well. And Crazy Lou just living up to his name, tucking people in, and finds himself 3 out of 4. Arguably, though, I felt like he did get most of the damage, though, on the 4th, and it was a little bit of a steal away by Strong T.
Man. 3 men hop out the whip. 3 men hit the deck. Crazy Lou. That's ridiculous. Even if he didn't get the 4th or the credit for it, we'll give it to him. Now he's gonna do it all again as Howl are encroaching on this position, but with M-Force making an entrance behind them, maybe the game will be given away a little bit. Foot coming in on the west. They've found some pressure from both the Gaming Gladiators and Strong T. Artix can't get the better of 8C with the spray through the grass, and April can't get the better of Beamy either. 2 big openers for Foot Esports to be able to fight back.
Nope. How? Working their way back. I don't think they know. Crazy Lou is lurking. He's in white, so.
Oh no.
Spot him. If they turn. He's going to get right. Guys, what the ball on Go Marco. Crazy Lou does get the knock on one side. Might see M4 so make the push. Go Marco in 360 spins.
Oh, the
like
moves.
he's going out of flashing race. Sunday night fever. Jeez. Oh,
wow.
What is going on?
High APM gameplay.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Insane play.
That right there was the sign of a man who has enabled additional action queuing in your settings, and if you haven't, you should, because the game is so much more playable with it. Duncan gets dunked. He had the drop on Foot and double peek too much, and the position of the smokes where the revive is coming through onto April, just out of grenade range.
Not these ones though. That's good. Go right through the middle of that. GG, you can see it pushing up behind. It's Strong T. Down some numbers. See if they can find their backs against the blue. Nice nade comes through. That should be a confirm. It is down to a 1 shot. I think he's going to use the car. Try and get away from GG here. I'm not playing now for Strong T. Might get exposed, unfortunately. So Strong T got exposed by GG, but not. Strong T's down. Foot Esports will clear that one. We are now seeing the push. GG, 5 kills. They've been later on the crossover. But they are again continue to push forward. 5 kills for them. Pretty strong. Zone coming back this way. Red line, no kills for them. And down to 2 players.
Sauna Boys caught somewhere in the mix as well, drawing the attention of Cappy, so no support for Mexi as we were ahead of him. Still have the numbers to work with. Quizzy a little bit separated from the squad, but Cappy looks like he's in a little bit more trouble than Mexi is in the immediate situation, but might change pretty quickly. That grenade from Vascu was nasty. Bounced directly on top of Cappy. He's just going to give up his life for information. Give Mexi something to work with, but there's a whole nother team between himself and the one that just took out his teammate. And there's a whole nother team behind him as well.
Yeah, look at Uber's now pushing away. Good nade actually, Monodox. Right. Splash damage on it, not quite. Continue, Nixie now taking on the pressure. Steel heads the Woo battleground forwards. Drop to the deck though. Down a player. I'll get inside, so I make that 2. Going down the kill feed. Make that 1 now. Woo just been standing strong here. Doctor comes up. Oh, no way. Press the wrong button. Down and out. We see them. Boys, one of the boys unfortunately go down. The noise coming in from the final player. Red line will now go as well. The Woo able to work their way up back to a 4. Fairy Tale. As they were down to a 2. You're going to have to now come off that high ground. Try and finish up. A bit scrappy. Like GGs are the ones that sort of like playing ranked at the moment, running around trying to get as many kills as they can. Oh no, working their way down, continuing the pressure up, continuing the fight very much on this sort of east side. It is phase 5, it is early. But Nixie, he has other suggestions on this one. Trying to stop that push from GG.
You'd almost imagine, if you're the Woo, that this is the same team on both sides of you, the way that you're getting surrounded like this. Yeah. Two on either side, but no, the other two of GG are off pushing some other team down towards the southern side of the zone. But the Woo, it looks like they're just going to commit to the south side, and all 4 just push in towards this. Fairy Tale on the bike, trying to get out of there. Might be in threat range, but no shots can land.
No, I thought
they they're making a beeline. Oh, they're going for they're going for the shack. I thought they were just going to send it into the compound, find it free, and maybe that would have caused a lot of problems for everyone on both sides of the splits, but not quite the case.
Well, final player now for them. Absolutely correct vest. And down 9 kills for them. Not too bad. One more to find that 10th. Work the angles in. Unfortunately, the more south you go, the more you're going to play into sort of M-Force now. He's already got a knock. Looking for that 2nd. No peak just yet. Continues to go down now. Sees the head coming back. So good shots though. 37 on the board. Enough to sort of remind him. Bit dangerous. I think he's going to try and get closer and get these nades in to try and finish it off, but it's a time bound. When does M-Force arrive? Oh, then.
Oh yeah, put in the vehicle. It's another one of those features that, you know, once they made the adjustment that it wasn't quite so easy to put them in the driver's seat and get yourself stuck, that is one that is actually very useful and does get a fair amount of use when the situation allows for it. The Woo, we wish they had vehicles to work with now, but the regroup forced from Gaming Gladiators, even for a team like that that's been so confident in their personal abilities, taking 2v4s left, right, and center. It's game 6. They've been pushed back into a condensed area, and Nixie lines up a headshot onto Mel.
Gone for the MK. So now with a pickup. Yeah, got a little bit of zone to play with. Can't see the res just happening. He gets smoked all over. 11 kills so far for the Woo. They are looking good today. So I suppose there's no more for them. Not quite sure I'd change a roster, but it is roster royale season. I'm sure the reason. But the barrel comes out. There's 1. There's 2. Good angles for them. That's defense. GG looking strong. Monodocto. Shots back over. Alia straight up and find sort of bunny hops ahead to try and get that nade over. Might just fall short. Monodocto, the second one might be a little bit better. Him pointing himself over on the Woo. 7 kills, but down to their final player now.
Got very little space to work with. He can just about keep his head behind the ridge for now, but the zone will force him into a more open position. If he can get behind the rock, maybe he could do some more damage, but the angle of Fairy Tale might deny him first, and now he's put some shots out. He's given away his position too.
Oh, he's going to get caught.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, good amount of kills. Aggressive, actually. A lot of teams on that east-hand side. The Woo made it work. Actually, only towards the top 4. And in our top 4, GG, ready to roll. M-Force have been short of a chicken dinner. And same as Fairy Tale, first time seeing them really up on this section here. GG, we're looking to finish the day as they started. They were the first to put a chicken dinner on the board. On a 2-man hold against a 4. So, see what they can do when they got 4.
I would imagine from this position, which actually, if you go all the way back to game 1, was it M-Force in game 1 that had 4 alive?
Yeah. It's a swap of
GG
roles.
had 2.
It's a swap of roles here.
And there was another team with 2. And M-Force overextended, sending a solo across to try and claim some high ground. And it all kind of fell apart from there. It really is a complete role reversal. But this time, GG send much bigger squad. 3 of their potential 4 of their 4 surviving members across to claim the high ground, and M-Force, well, they might grab the revive. They're being squeezed more and more. Alia has a grenade that he was considering lining up, but a quick little peek over the top does get 1. Veronica has managed to get the heal back in time, but there's still 2 more to deal with. GG not going to let it fall apart and hand the win over to M-Force like the reverse happened earlier.
One shot. And I was about to say, Fairy Tale surely going to look at this now. They do. Going to take another one down. You just might want to try and collapse this one as quick as they can. As it does get res. Bright side is down, and it is a well, it's a 4-on-1. Let's put it that way. Get this knock on Melman, maybe.
Opportunity probably is best for that, because now the rest of the backup has arrived. He's getting sent into one way or another. Alia almost kills himself by bouncing the car off the shack, but Levanta through the window of the MK14 for the 14th kill of the game. Look at that. Convenient.
14 kills. 24-point game. Winner, chicken dinner. GG will close things off, as Algaby said. They started it. Good start. They put the first game underneath their belt, and they also put the last underneath their belt. But that is our last game. Game number 6 has been an interesting couple of games. Very scrimmy, should we say?
Yeah, there's definitely been some scrim games played today, that's for sure. But it is good to see. There is signs from some of the teams that have made roster changes and some of the newly formed rosters that cogs are starting to turn, things are starting to fall into place, willing to take fights for positions, maybe not just so much just for, you know, fighting for the sake of fighting, but fighting with thoughts towards the future and carving out their rotation paths and staking claims to territory as well. It's all a very exciting time of the season to be doing this kind of thing. So thank you for operating it.
Well, thanks for jumping in, mate.
It's all good.
More importantly, with our Discord blips, PUBG crashes, you name it. It's been a bit of a screamy this side as well, mate, to be fair. Thank God for the production piece. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, that's it for Scrims today. Last game done and dusted. Well, actually, I am doing the Victory Cup. It's actually called, they call it something slightly different. It's like the New Year's Big Bash. That kicks off, though, tomorrow. It's 3 days. So you're more than welcome to jump in, mate, if you're free. I think you are going to be doing a bit of watch party on Wednesday. Right, is it Wednesday it kicks off?
It actually starts tomorrow at 10 o'clock
GMT.
UK time. Yes, and also if you haven't done fantasy for Asia Super Cup, go and do it. Here's a free hint: pick Demon from Unicorn Cyber, but don't captain him because that's what I've done, and I want more points than you. But pick him. That's your free hint.
Apex Saga is the man to be. He's on the pulse. If you haven't already, give him a follow. I'm sure I'll get his links in chat. He's always there. If you want to get over there, jump in for the watch party tomorrow. That'd be fun. I'll be there. I'll be watching definitely by working. Always enjoy watching Apex stuff first thing in the morning. It's a nice way to start the working day. As I said, tomorrow I'll be back though, same time, same place. Interestingly, I was asked to boot up a kick stream. I done it. Unfortunately, I don't get the ability to monitor chat. So if you're out there, welcome. Obviously my main focus is Twitch and YouTube still, so we'll be back on the same platform. So tomorrow, so Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I think I've closed off the week though on that one. It's 4 days. Casting is a bit heavy for now. Thank you very much everyone. Let's go raid someone, and I'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Peace.
Thinks I've got another girl in time. Should I throw it all away? Or should I stay another day? And she will smile, and she will smile. And she will smile, and she will smile.